I'm not a particular fan of Hasan. I think he's kind of a dangerous voice nowadays. Obviously, he's the kind of person who 90% of what he says is true, and he utilizes that to platform literal terrorists on his stream and be an anti-Jewish dog whistle as people in his chat make fun of babies that are strangled, and Hasan doesn't moderate it. That being said, the guy Hasan made the terrible, unacceptable comment about, of course, was complaining about Medicaid fraud when he used to work for a company that engaged in Medicaid fraud. Additionally, that guy was trying to turn it around and make it seem like it's the people on Medicaid causing the fraud. And to make it even worse, it seems like he's using that as a justifier to try to cut Medicare and Medicaid, despite, again, people like him being the problem. So obviously terrible, bad, should never do it, but I'm not going to pretend to be morally outraged by it. If he didn't do the whole victim complex thing, it really wouldn't have been that bad, but the whole video was just victim complex. It's so annoying. Good morning, everybody. So yeah, I'm just throwing this at the kind of the beginning of the video. This video is a little bit, it might be a little weird. All right, the order that I watched the 3 videos that are going to be chaptered below, so don't worry. It's going to be, I watched the Ethan video first, then I watched the internet versus video, then I watched this. However, I'm going to display the information in a way I think is more palatable. So the internet versus video will be first, then this one, and then the Ethan one, because I think that that's the order of relevancy. So if it's a little jarring, you'll see why. You know, the Ethan video is where I kind of come to my conclusion more than anything else on what's going on. So if you come into the internet versus video and you're like, how come he's like, that'll be why. Just letting you know. So yeah, you know, let's get this started. As you can see though, in my robes, it's because this information keeps coming in. So I just woke up, I have a lot of offline work to do. I have to re-export the video. It's gonna take forever, so blah 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 blah. Nobody cares, but it's gonna be might be a gaming day, which means follow the gaming channel below. All right, guys, let's get going. All right, we're doing this video, and I'm probably gonna put this in front of the Ethan Klein coverage just for the fun of it, just kind of get a little thing. So you know, you watch the Ethan thing first, but this is gonna be synced first, so whatever. Let's watch.
Past few weeks, after multiple different controversies over the past few weeks, Hasan is facing a ban on Twitch.
Oh Lord!
This spawned after a clip went viral of what appears to be Hasan calling for his followers to do things to a sitting U.S. senator.
Yeah, they wanted to take him out.
However, Hasan and his fans claim that the context gives it an entirely different meaning. This also comes days after a feud between Hasan and Asmongold, where Hasan blamed him for a rise in hateful right-wing rhetoric on Twitch. Welcome to the internet versus Hasan's.
I mean, maybe.
Rick Scott Twitch ban. To start, we're gonna rewind a little bit.
I mean, Asmongold is just like the Hasan of the right. Let's be real. Hasan is a left-wing extremist. Asmongold's a right-wing extremist. They're both fucking losers. Honestly, let's just be real.
And show some comments Hasan has been making to other large political streamers. After Amaranth went viral for a clip of her making some controversial comments about a member of the LGBT, Hasan responded.
Oh, why did she do that?
Responded to this in this clip posted by Yeet with a caption, Hasan blames Asmongold for the rise of right-wing sentiments permeating throughout the streaming world. Implies his status as the biggest political streamer makes people comfortable speaking up in that direction.
Well, I think Hasan likes calling Asmongold the biggest political streamer because it makes him feel better, because he gets to, like, I think Ethan's been calling him the biggest political streamer, and Hasan gets to go, no, actually it's Asmongold, so he constantly whinges about it, you know?
Attaches this clip.
Meh, kinda? What are you talking about? Asmongold is the right-wing Hasan. This guy will literally play videos of lolicon jerk offers and be like, yeah, he's not so bad. But the fucking the girl on the stream that's like a progressive, he starts like shitting his pants about. He's constantly guzzling Trump's cum. He's full of shit, dude. He's a loser. He's a fucking loser.
Right-wing streamer radicalization. Step 1, go to Hasan's house. Step 2, get divorced. Step 3, watch Asmongold once. I promise you 2 things. 1, if there wasn't such a fucking high density of hogs, that were like literally looking desperately for some kind of hog content on Twitch, which led to a massive amount of people gravitating towards Asmongold and Asmongold getting like fucking 50K every day doing right-wing commentary, none of these motherfuckers would do this, okay? They just wouldn't. That's it. For a lot,
he's actually probably not wrong about that. Just to be clear, Hasan's probably not wrong about this.
A lot of people, it's not like a genuinely held perspective. For many of them, they just don't care. It comes from a place of like, I don't really give a shit.
I mean, I would say it's more how comfortable Twitter has. Twitter has really changed Twitter has really changed the way that people engage with content now, because it's a white supremacist safe haven. So saying anything like fucking ridiculous on there gets you attention, and so you know, Asmongold clip farms on there. and then a certain audience goes over there, and then audience capture engages, and then you kind of slowly move further and further right in your commentary. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think Hasan's wrong though here.
I don't really necessarily give a shit about politics, but I see that this is like getting clout. And the perfect example I can give you is when the most prominent voice of politics on the platform before this last round was myself. Back then, did you think that every single streamer was hyper woke? I mean, there are plenty of streamers who were, but there were a lot of streamers who didn't necessarily give a shit.
Well, I mean, you guys hit your echo chamber and then were literally platforming terrorists. So you kind of fucked yourself on that one there, bud.
Shit. But basically played ball with that kind of politics. I think a lot of people in this community, because we're so intentional and so hyper aware of politics, assume that content creators in their fucking communities of rather apolitical people don't just like swing in every direction simply because, that gains them more prominence.
So, like, I think I agree with that. The thing is, Hasan is that person. Hasan has decided the left-wing grift, and he's just going to commit to that. So, and I genuinely think Hasan is like Steven Crowder. Like, I think he would have gone right-wing if he could have profited off of it. If his Young Turks Cenk was a right-leaning person, I think Hasan would be right-leaning. It would have, he just goes with whatever the wind takes him, he can make money on. So just to be absolutely clear, I think that of Hasan as well. But like, yeah, he's not necessarily wrong about this. I think that if the atmosphere was probably more accepting of like left-leaning politics, Asmongold would be just cum guzzling that shit too. I think that I don't think Asmongold's a particularly morally robust person. He's just kind of a disgusting freak, and okay. I think that he just wants to make as much money as possible, and he'll just say whatever. I don't respect him or trust him. He's not particularly intelligent. He's not a particularly good person. So
that is it.
He continues posting saying, Hasan keeps blaming Destiny fans for Asmongold rising to the top of Twitch politics, this time on Discord, and attaches 2 messages that Hasan posted where he says, sex Destiny fans spread fake bullshit on a Reddit group that they literally control the moderation of, then they get shocked when they pushed a lot of randoms in the margins away from my politics to the politics of a right-winger. Wonder why Asmon fans use the exact same language they use about me being a radical. He then replies to someone saying they don't care about politics at all, and he says, some of them are libs who hate Asmon's politics. They just hate me more because their politics is primed by what Epstein likes and hates, and he hates Asmon. Humble Servant replies, in other words, he doesn't want people to feel comfortable expressing how they actually feel. An author says, trust fund commies hate free speech the most. Action Man replies to the clip of Hasan by saying, is he serious? So let's only listen to your lunatic, insane far left takes? Is this guy serious? Cool Hand James replies, ironically, Hasan and his ilk going full artard every day is making everyone swing right wing, lol. Trigger Point quote tweets
maybe, I don't know.
And says, sorry Hasan, people are sick of you and people like you, showing that his recent appearance on the Trash Case podcast has a lot of dislikes. Now for clarity's sake, this is a third-party program and the dislikes aren't always entirely accurate, but
yeah, it just tracks the likes and dislikes of people who have the program, so it's probably going to skew more to the dislike. It's probably not as disliked, but I'm sure it is disliked, you know what I mean?
In honesty and fairness, there was definitely a lot of backlash to Hasan's appearance on this podcast.
Yeah, I think they were like deleting comments and shit.
Wyatt replies, every screenshot of him next to another man shows he has a small head. Felix replies, isn't Asmongold not even conservative? He just holds some views against the Progressive Party line like his...
So who's a good critic to Hasan? Only me, dude. I didn't say Asmongold was a bad critic of Hasan. I said Asmongold is a fucking idiot moron that has shit political takes and just guzzles fucking conservative cum because it makes him money. That's all I was saying. But yeah, you want to know what? I don't even give a fuck. You can listen to me. I think I have the best Hasan coverage. You don't give a fuck. All right, I still managed to be impartial, kind of.
Support of Israel and cultural opposition to modern media. Trigger Point says, he's like a social liberal. It's crazy these people consider him right-wing.
Dude, because he sits here and fucking he takes fucking what are you talking about? He sits here and runs like hard defense for Trump. What do you mean?
Panzer quotes the clip and says, if Hasan is right and the left is losing because of fucking Asmongold, then they deserve the boots on their head forever. Attaching a 4chan post with an image of Asmongold in the caption, clicks on video. Yeah, dude, this video makes a pretty good point. Yeah, that's actually pretty true. Pauses video. What he just said is really true, actually. Unpauses and nods along more. Yeah. And the poster continues saying, people who watch and donate money to this nonsense need to be cold. Fratanga quotes the clip and says, honestly, Asmongold is probably more responsible for an uptick in showers than right-wing politics. Then Asmon responds.
That's kind of funny.
Edwin Yeats also tweets out the clip with the caption, Asmongold responds to Hasan, calling him out over the rise of right-wing sentiment on streaming platforms. Explains why he thinks people consider Hasan a terrorist sympathizer, and attaches this clip.
Fans use the exact same language language they use about me being a radical. Well, I think that every single person will come to the answer of 4 when you look at a question, which is, what is 2 + 2? When you bring on somebody who is a terrorist, you introduce them as a terrorist, and then people say that you're a terrorist supporter, I think that you're going to obviously have that reaction because that's the thing that you're doing. Maybe the reason why people from different communities are coming to the same conclusion about the things that you're doing is because that is, in fact, what you're doing. Like, am I crazy? Like, if you show 100 people a picture of an apple, almost every single person's going to say it's an apple. Some of them are libs who hate Asmon's politics. They just hate me more because their politics are primed by what Epstein says, and hates me, and he hates Asmon. This is some fucking, like, this is some Game of Thrones shit. Like, I don't know about that, right?
Barbataz replies, it's not just the Houthi situation. It was also all the other comments in regards to Hamas and Hezbollah. Ant says, you know what?
Yeah, they're good dancers, am I right, guys?
Fuck Hasan. He is seriously calling Mike from PA a well-meaning streamer? Oh, wait, I know why. Because Mike sucks his dick. Fuck these
We're gonna see Mike from PA leaks next?
How the entire situation has escalated.
Oh, this Grums guy's a fucking loser. Can I just, like, read this Grums guy here? You know? Yeah, Hasan's cringe, but this Grums guy is such a loser. I'm just gonna go read, I'm just gonna read for you guys. I'm gonna go find it real quick. And then I'm going to read this for you guys, because this guy's a fucking dingus. How the fuck do I do this? I hate this goddamn piece of shit fucking platform. Fucking Twitter. Big pile of dog fuck. Here it is. This motherfucker goes, do not fuck with gamers. We're forged by endless boss battles against impossible odds. We're talking about video games, by the way. We do not give up. We're talking about video games, by the way. We do not stop. We are the Terminators of culture wars. Listen, I have a gaming channel I just made. All right, I spent probably 2 hours trying to beat the last boss of God of War 1 Ares on the hardest difficulty. Pain in the ass. Actual makes me angry. This is still incredibly cringe. You're playing a fucking video game. But I, of course, responded with this, and I said, okay, this is seriously epic, because that's what else what do you say about it? What else do you say to this? What do you, which is a stupid thing. So, like, what a stupid, weird person. These people are so cringe.
When we get to the clip that likely seems to be the reason for Hasan.
It's just like, dude, I swear to God, whoever this guy is, I have no idea who this Grums guy is. His entire audience is just a bunch of like stinky nerds who don't shower, have never had a girlfriend, and literally like they think that the video games they play make their lives important. They've never contributed to society in any meaningful capacity, and they're like, yeah, this is true. They're cosplaying as useful. That's all it is. They're cosplaying as useful. Don't mess with gamers. Don't mess with gamers, dude.
A ban. When Grums tweets out, Hasan calls for people to end Republican Senator Rick Scott on Twitch. This is not okay. We can disagree, we can argue, protest, vote, but this is not okay.
So true, dude. Completely off topic. I just want to be clear about this here. You know, you can only push a society so far. You know, and for instance, if you're somebody who's complaining about Medicaid fraud, but you worked for a company that, you know, frauded Medicaid, and also, you know, you said you're trying to blame the Medicaid fraud on the people that have Medicaid and not the companies that engage with it. You know, like the insurance companies or rather the doctors. You know, maybe you're a problem.
And he attaches this clip.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Damn.
Okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party.
Wrong,
25 Roman replies, why is he not banned for this? This isn't a good look for Amazon, who owns Twitch. Fresher Luke replies, Hasan is really pushing the limits of his uncancelable status right now. Misha tweets the clip and says, God, you bunch of freak pieces of shit get your panties in a bunch over the stupidest shit. Are you retarded at it? Here's the full take, by the way. Also, that freak Yeet account is a literal psychopathic stalker of Hasan and genuinely needs to be institutionalized ASAP. And she attaches,
you ever think that you're all psychopathic stalkers?
This clip.
The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he to this day is still also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
He tweets out, Asmongold speaks on Hasan's controversial Rick Scott clip that's going viral, and attaches this clip.
Advocating to kill an elected representative of the government is not good, no matter what. Right? I mean, there's no other perspective to have.
I don't know, man. Like I keep saying, definitely don't do this, but I'm starting to tap into that 1950s conservative, better red than red. So, you know, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm getting a little radicalized. I'm gonna have to check myself a little bit, but I really care so very little about what Hasan said about this guy. Who gives a fuck? This is a guy who steals from taxpayers, apparently. Like, why the fuck do I care? Yeah, Hasan deserves a ban. We shouldn't allow this kind of shit to happen. But what the hell? Well, I'm not going to pretend I'm morally outraged by this. Like, yes, for value's sake, he should get banned for that. You know, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. But, like, this guy seems to be such a horrible person. He just seems to be a bad person that's sitting here and basically trying to blame taxpayers for receiving, you know, health insurance when it's the companies that are submitting, that are the ones fucking people over. Like, he used to work for a company that fucking defrauded Medicare in a massive way. What did they say before? $150 billion? And he's sitting here complaining about the $50 billion, trying to make it seem like it's, you know, your average everyday American who's frauding Medicare or Medicaid. And it's like, no, it seems like the companies are doing that. It seems like businesses or big businesses are doing that to try to steal as much money as possible. So, you know, I'm getting put in a weird spot right now. I don't know, man. Like, but, you know, it's just like, I find it so interesting that none of these people actually care. You know, Asmongold doesn't care. None of the people on Twitter care. Nobody's actually outraged by what Hasan's doing, other than to hate him. And he is such a piece of dog shit, just to be clear. He is a bad person who uses his platform to be as fucking anti-Western as possible, justify, you know, Russia attacking Ukrainians and, you know, China putting Muslims in camps. And that's his whole thing, is just being anti-West. But at the end of the day, this is just not, like, you guys don't care. And, you know what? He's not right at this time. But he ain't wrong either. So I really don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter what the perspective is. Like, you can't say that. It's insane.
Fraud or Medicaid fraud.
Absolutely crazy. Totally indefensible. I'm shocked, honestly. Why can't you come right out against Hasan?
Yeah, you seem so shocked.
Everybody always gets mad at me for that, but I'm literally doing that right now. Like, the thing is that it's so obviously a call to violence. It's so obviously not something that you should say. You're obviously...
You also shouldn't steal money from Medicare and Medicaid, so...
wrong for saying it. There's no justification at all to say something like that.
I think that this is just, whatever. I don't even care. You guys are just so disconnected from reality.
Any capacity. Like, that's it. Context matters. I don't see where the context for this...
The second these guys become rich, they forget what it's like to be a fucking person. I mean, you got Asmongold sitting here with this dumb fuck idiot take, and then you got Hasan going around telling fucking prisoner firefighters that, like, he's closer to them than he is to, you know, Elon Musk. And it's like, dude, your quality of life is taken care of. You have the same quality of life as Elon Musk. Millionaires are closer to billionaires than people who make, you know, $30,000 a year are to millionaires, because it's not about the raw dollars. It's about, like, the quality of life. There's a massive diminishing returns on money after a certain amount, and they've hit it. They've far exceeded it. It doesn't get any better than Hasan. Everything after the amount of money that Hasan has it just exists to have high numbers. It doesn't do anything tangible in your life at all in any meaningful capacity. You will not see any increase in joy. Maybe 1 or 2% increase.
This would matter or make a difference. Yeah, he was addressing the U.S. government. One could say it means death penalty. Well, I don't know about that. How is it a call for violence? It's a joke. It's a joke. Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Would you tell the joke or not?
He follows up his thread with...
No, of course not. He's my president, but I also don't like Russian assets. So, I mean, I don't understand what happened.
the caption, Asmongold watches the full context of the clip and can't believe...
It's so, you know what's so funny? When I first started doing TikTok, I used to call myself, like, for a little bit, it was probably just a silly thing to call myself. I used to call myself, like, an old school conservative. Or no, I called myself a new age conservative. And when I said that, what I meant was, like, I am for, like, a lot of, like, left-leaning programs, but I like the concept of those programs being done in a way that is less micromanagement from the government. So, for instance, like, I'm a proponent of a universal basic income, you know, which historically is kind of a conservative idea. I think, was it Milton Friedman was a pusher of that? Because instead of giving people money for, like, oh, here's some money for food and here's some money for housing, you know, you just give people money to spend it how they want to be able to spend it and let them make their own decisions, good or bad. Give them the money to make bad decisions too, because you know what? The difference between a good and a bad decision is if you have the money. And, like, I was pretty big for that, and I still am big into universal basic income. And now, you know, one of the things I always respect about conservatives, you know, pre-Trump was that they were tough. They wouldn't let Russia bully them, you know? They would be like, yeah, Russia's fucking dog shit. Now you got these guys howling to the moon that they want their money back from Ukraine, despite the fact that Ukraine is providing a service to us of stopping World War III. Them fighting back against Russia stops World War III. Like, that's the reality. It hasn't gotten any closer the past 10 years that this conflict's been going on. They're weakening Russia, and we're supporting them financially. They're doing the hard part. They want to fight for their country. Russia occupies 20% of it. Let them continuously fight for their country. Now we're being weak, which means now that we're being weak and we're kind of pulling out on Ukraine, Russia's going to feel more powerful to push through Europe, which is something that he might do, which would start World War III. Of course, we don't ask for money back from Israel. Incredible, right? But, like, conservatives are like pussy cucks now, man. They're fucking loser babies. They're the ones who are like, stand your ground, stand your ground. We need more community support. You need to help your friends and your family. You need to provide. And then all of a sudden, our friends need help, and it's time to help them stand their ground. Oh, well, we don't have the money. We have the money for massive tax cuts for the rich, but we don't have the money for, you know, people to fight for their country. And you know that if anybody attacked our country, we'd be begging for help too, which we should. These people are fucking pathetic. So, like, I don't know. Maybe I am kind of have like a more of like an older age conservative attitude. It's just fucking insane. It's just fucking wild. I'm a crunchy conservative, I guess. Not really. I mean, I'm for fucking universal healthcare. But it's just, these people are pathetic. These people are fucking losers. I'm so sick of these fucking losers. All these fucking losers. It piss me off. These guys are such fucking losers. These people are so fucking weak. Conservatives are so weak. They get so ass hurt over fucking gay people and trans people reading, or like fucking drag queens reading to kids. Like, oh, this is see if masculinity's dying. And then these guys cower in a corner and bend over and pull their asshole and spread it apart for Russian fucking cock. It's actually insane how weak conservatives have become. All of them going on about how Donald Trump is so strong against Ukraine. He put them in a room surrounded by a bunch of conservatives, and then they're in a bunch of fucking conservative media outlets, and they bullied the shit out of Zelensky. That makes him so strong. He's a strong guy. Bro, Trump is a weak man's version of a strong man. He's pathetic. He's a fucking loser. You guys are weak. You guys are so weak. It's embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed to be I'm so embarrassed right now to be an American. It's crazy. These people are snowflakes, bro. It's wild.
I believe it makes Hasan look worse. Attaching this clip of Asman reacting to the full context we looked at earlier.
Is because he, to this day, is still...
He repeats it.
Also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
No comment on the Medicare fraud problem there, Asmongold?
Oh, God. What are we doing? What is this, bro? Are you
Dude, don't you love this? Like, this is such a grift. I don't even like Hasan, but this is such a grift. Dude, like Hasan should have said what he said. Yeah, I get it. Great. This guy's talking about how this motherfucker engaged in massive fraud of Medicaid and no comment on that. No comment on the fact that he was stealing money from the government through defrauding people. And now, as a politician, he's blaming the people on Medicaid for the theft, even though it's companies like the ones he worked for that were trying to steal. No comment on that. Just, oh man, killing bad. Oh man, killing bad. Russia killing Ukrainians. Yeah, give them the land. That's okay. But killing a guy that did this is so bad. It's bad. It's also bad to steal money. How many people do you think these people are killing through making up lies to try to take away Medicaid from people? How many people do you think they're dying from that? How many people are dying from that? Like, we want to look at it. You want to talk about it. Let's not just talk about the people that are actively getting killed. Let's talk about the people that are passively getting killed because of weak, pathetic losers, lying pieces of dog shit, like whoever the fuck this guy is.
kidding me? So the context makes it worse.
Not
Holy
really.
Shit.
Context
I don't
makes
even know
it
what
better.
to say. Wow.
I don't know,
Can you
dude.
believe how much you used to vouch for this guy? I don't vouch for anyone. I look at what's true and what's not true. There's been a lot of criticism of Hasan that's inaccurate and unfair.
Like what?
This is
Because I guarantee you, he's
one
just
of those cases.
Asmongold doesn't believe that. Asmongold doesn't believe that there's a lot of inaccurate and unfair criticism to Hasan. Asmongold's saying that so he can pretend that he's impartial. He's like, yeah, you know, I've gone to bat for Hasan. I've gone to bat for Hasan. Shut the fuck up. He's just saying that so that he could try to have like undue forced validation on this take.
fair in every single situation completely. And it doesn't matter who it is or what that person treats me as. I can't defend this. I'll tell you that. Not even for a second. This is indefensible.
Wow.
It is. It's completely indefensible.
Wow,
Absolutely.
that's so
Your
crazy.
Authority
You're so
says,
tough.
wow, at Twitch and at Twitch support. You guys are condoning this explicit call to violence. Angel also at Twitch support and says, y'all need to outright permaban Hasan. And lastly, he attaches this clip with the caption, XQC also shares his opinion.
I still don't think that you should say that you could kill somebody. That's just weird. Because they killed the other guy, right? And what happened to the insurance company or insurance business? Did it change? Did Chat's mother or grandfather?
I'm gonna read this one. Publicly because it's relevant. Thank you for 5,000 big ounce. I usually pause these and take them out of the video, but this one's relevant. To be fair, Asman disagreed with Trump and JD on the Zelensky White House interview and thought JD was being aware. Well, I didn't see that, and I'll take your word for it. So fair enough. Fair enough. It doesn't change my general take, but fair enough, brother. Fair enough.
That's in the hospital, not able to afford the bills. Did his bills get cleared? Chat, did your family finally? Chat, did you guys get accepted now in your request for insurance? Chat, ever since this guy died? What? I mean, why am I crazy for asking the question? I don't get it. I'm crazy for asking if something changed, but somebody's not crazy for killing somebody else. Brother, I don't know
what he's saying, but all I will say is that after Luigi did that thing that never should have happened. I forget exactly what happened, but one of the insurance companies, they went back on some kind of bullshit that was gonna fuck over their insurance, the people who got their insurance. I don't even know if you heard that. I forget exactly what they did, but after Luigi did what he did, one of the insurance companies were like, "Oop, we shouldn't make this change that was gonna fuck people over," because they were afraid. So,
what world you guys live in? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck y'all live in. You guys have out of touch? You got to touch, man. Bro, this is like some fucking like Roman Empire type shit.
Sunlocked replies, Hasan, bro, they're clip farming, dude. Jason Funderburger replies to the original clip on the thread of Asmongold reacting and says, I wonder how Hasan Cucks will explain this one. John Goblin replies, it's very clearly not advocating. Lol. Hellbender replies,
I mean, you can make a decent point about how like this is partially Hasan's fault because he just says obnoxious radical shit and pulls terrorists on a stream all the time. So now people are just gonna be like, yeah, fuck this guy over everything that he does. So which is fair.
I don't know, man. It's pretty clear to me he's talking about if Republicans want to go after individual citizens for fraud, then on scale, they'd want to do capital punishment to Rick Scott since he defrauded for $1.7 billion. It's not even out of context. It's just not even a hot take.
I mean, that's not what he said. If he said that, that would have been much better. He'd feel like, hey, this guy deserves corporal punishment. Capital punishment, whatever.
Jason replies, capital punishment. Regardless of the context, inciting death upon someone is never a good take, especially when he's already in hot water for...
Why? I think that the J6ers should have gotten the capital punishment. I think they should have been executed for being traitors to America. Why?
Terroristic content. This has cemented those accusations. He's a public figure with a heavy influence setting a...
Nobody should try to do that themselves. Like the justice system failed and did its thing. It's failed because Trump pardoned him, but that's just life and we just move forward. But like that's what they deserved and we should keep saying it. And Ashley Babbitt deserved to be dead. She deserved to get shot and like her family should be... Like if I was her in her family, I would have shown up to her funeral. Because she's a traitor to America. Fuck her.
Terrible example. Hellbender replies, he clearly says you and they, referring to Mike Johnson and the Republicans, in response to their desire to prosecute citizens for Medicare fraud. I think that's very clear. If you take it a different way, to each their own, you're entitled to your opinion. Casey Tron replies to the clip by saying, oh please, the corruption is unreal. Both sides of the aisle. The corruption is unprecedented. These people don't deserve empathy. They've sold us all out. DJ Anubis replies with this gif to Casey Tron, and Casey Tron replies, it's funny because you guys are the ones acting like pearl-clutching Karens calling the manager. But okay, incel. Then Yeeta does tweet out a clarification from Hasan with the caption, Hasan briefly speaks about his controversial Rick Scott clip, calls out XQC and Asmongold in the process, says they can suck his entire dick from the back. You can cry about it all day, and attaches this clip.
The new man is trying to get you banned for being mean to Rick Scott. I wasn't even like being directly mean to Rick Scott. What I was saying was like, if the Republican Party truly cared about like monitoring medical bankruptcy, they would literally apply the capital punishment. Like if they did, they don't. He is a world-class Medicare fraud guy. So you can cry about it all day, every day. You can cry about it, try to get me banned for it. Maybe I will get banned for it. Who knows? But it's not going to change the dynamic or the reality. Not going to change what's going on. Same people crying about free speech in the UK. Yeah. I can't believe her being mean to billionaire Voldemort Rick Scott, who is responsible for the deaths of thousands and also did the largest. Him and X were crying about it. Yeah, they can suck my entire dick from the back. That's what I think. Okay. Dude. Rick Scott oversaw the largest Medicare fraud in the nation's history. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Defend that, Asmongold.
Repzion replies, Hasan and Mr. Clancy love sucking each other off. He will never be banned as long as Mr. Clancy is under his desk. Amber Sulfur says, he knows he won't get banned. He's so relaxed and confident. There isn't an ounce of worry or concern in his voice or posture. Wayne God replies, he knows he won't get banned. Twitch is deep-throating him. Weeaboo Jones says, Hasan couldn't keep Asmon's name out of his mouth, but now he's mad when he fires back after trying not to get involved. I don't know, man. I just don't get what people see in this guy besides his looks. Azara says, I don't think they can suck his dick from the back or the front. Dan Clancy is already doing that. And we won't need to watch this clip, but this is the perfect transition to the next section, where Yeet tweets out, Asmongold has a message for leftist streamers on Twitch. I hope that they're not trying to speedrun getting everybody kicked off the platform, because I think that's what's going to happen, so we don't have to go to a purgatory like Rumble. And the next thing you know, as Streamer Bands tweets out, Twitch partner Hasan Abi has been banned. And Demian replies saying, for 3 days only. Aiden Reports replies saying, I just threw the meanest steak on the grill. Weevil says, my day just got a whole lot better. Tadako Nyanko says, 1 day vacation. Cap Corgi replies, I'm a Muslim. And I say,
Okay.
attaches an image of a bunch of people reading Hitler dead. Kiddo Chips replies, I love all the haters coming out saying deserved. What did he do exactly? I don't hate, watch him enough. And Red Rover says, very likely over his remark about Rick Scott. Leaned into incitement of violence. A Cheeto quotes Streamer Bands with this image of a Sam Hyde staring at the camera. Anti quotes with this image in the caption, well, if it isn't.
I mean, that kind of doesn't really own Hasan, considering Sam Hyde is a literal far right wing Nazi. Like, I don't understand how this is like an own. This is so weird when people put this up here. You look like a fucking moron when you do that.
Camera. Anti quotes with this image in the caption, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. William Maxwell quotes it saying, Twitch cries as it slaps Hasan on the wrist for the first time. Dan Ken Sweet quotes Streamer Bands and says, let's see what DJ Clancy thinks issuing a death threat for the second time, by the way, to a sitting politician gets you. 1 day? 3? Certainly not a week. Remember that Yabe got a month ban for fucking typing all men should die as a meme in her chat for her first ban ever. Hazar quotes the post and says, it only took multiple terrorist propaganda videos. Multiple times he highlighted terrorist action as positive. Multiple calls inciting violence. Using his audience to brigade things. Thousands denouncing his actions on social media. A Democrat filing a complaint. Multiple videos from other content creators calling his bad behavior out. Multiple instances of him breaking TOS. I have a feeling this will only last 1 week at most.
Well, this kind of makes sense too, because like it seems like these companies are also sucking the dick of Trump right now since he got into office. So
Amazon needs to clean up house at Twitch's headquarters. Meanwhile, a VTuber flashing their hips or says something out of context, and they will get a month-long ban. Mike from PA quoted Streamer Bands and says, Hasan is one of the only openly leftist people in gaming spaces. He has a target on his back because without him, it would be nothing but far-right incel content.
well, I think it's because he's a psychopath fucking loser. But okay.
Socialism's strongest warrior replies, crazy that an obvious joke like, if the government actually cared about Medicare fraud, they'd execute Rick Scott, got so much motion. Crackergate 2.0. Denim's quotes Streamer Bands and says, punishment for not streaming yesterday. Nicholas Durio screenshots the ban and tweets out by saying, this guy must have committed some horrific act for Twitch to actually temp ban him in 2025. I guess it's for the thing about harming a congressman. This isn't even the first time he's done that. Hasan himself then quotes Streamer Bands and says, I'm sorry, I'll choose my words carefully next time, and say, if Mike Johnson cares about Medicare fraud, since he wants to cut $800 million from Medicaid/Medicare, he'd call for max punishment for current Florida GOP senator/former governor Rick Scott, who has done the most Medicare fraud in U.S. history, and attaches an image of an article with the title, Rick Scott tries to rewrite history on $1.7 billion Medicare fraud controversy, adding farther screenshots of the article which say, in 2003, Rick Scott's company, Columbia/HCA, the largest private hospital chain in the U.S., was found guilty of defrauding Medicare. The company was forced to pay $1.7 billion, a settlement that was the largest medical fraud fine in U.S. history at the time. Scott, who was the CEO, left the company with a $10 million severance package after the scandal. In a 2010 market ad, he admitted the company made mistakes, but pledged to take responsibility.
Well, what do you do to take responsibility?
And lastly, attaches this release from the Department of Justice with the title, largest healthcare fraud.
So this guy helps defraud Medicare by extraordinary amounts of money, gets $10 million to walk away, works for the government, and then starts to complain about Medicaid fraud, blaming it on the people who use Medicaid to survive as a justifier to cut the fraud instead of the companies like the ones he used to work for that defrauded it. And then Hasan makes he says something he shouldn't have said. I don't think I give a shit. Hasan, I don't think what Hasan said should have been said, but I'm not worried about it. All I'm gonna say is I don't think this is a Hasan L this time. This is just it's not a Hasan L this time. I'm just saying. It's just it's not a Hasan L this time. I'm just saying.
Fraud case in U.S. history is settled. HCA investigation nets record total of $1.7 billion. And the rest is on screen here for you to pause if you'd like to read it. Hasan continues to thread by saying, big shout out to the right-wing free speech lovers who took time out of their day screaming about DEI and immigrants to cry about this. Chase replies, Twitch banned you, Lamau. Twitch owners are not right-wing free speech lovers. And Border Hopper replies, then explain why Asmongold can rally together the audience and not get banned, Lamau. Mike from PA replies to Hasan's original post by saying, no one actually thinks you were making a threat. They are just clutching their pearls because they want to censor everyone who isn't on the far right. Blakely replies, no one is ever going to convince me that these are not targeted attempts at Hasan because he's on the left and talks about Palestine. Dexter also tweets out that Hasan Abi has been banned. And Alex Station replies, for supporting a free Palestine. Homie Santo says, Lord, let it be permanent. I really can't stand him spreading extremism and hate. Barkin says, Hasan, the son of a landlord and a board member of a billion-dollar company, and the grandson of someone who bought a multi-million-dollar apartment, still claims to be a pro-leftist on his streams and makes millions of dollars from it. Give me a break. Tim Pulko tweets a post and says, it's a suspension. They call it banned, but he will be back on shortly. It's likely due to his calling on people to...
You know, here's my thing. I find it so interesting, Nicholas Diorio's take on this whole Hasan, Rick Scott or whatever thing. Because I don't know. Every time I see something like this, Nicholas Dior is always making some weird comment. Always like obsessed with Hasan. And he does this with everybody. He did this with like every topic he talks about. Destiny, Mika's Rhetoric, Bowl Blacks, Tipster. It's everybody. And yet, lo and behold, you find out he's got this going on. And it's like, dude, how the fuck are you going to sit here and criticize all these people and then give cute little, hey, I'm going to run to the store kisses to Hasan Piker? How you gonna do it? How the fuck are you gonna do this? It just makes no goddamn sense to me. Also,
I don't know, man.
what's Hasan said shit that he's it's not a Hasan L this time. I fucked up, dude. I fucking accidentally didn't record the rest of this entire part for the video, so I gotta like put take it from the VOD. What are you gonna do?
Let's say U.S.
So, what are you gonna do, guys?
Senator. He didn't even know Rick Scott was a senator. What the fuck? And Blakely replies, because of course your bitch ass is celebrating censorship. Hasan himself then quotes Tim Pool and says, Tim Pool loves that Rick Scott was caught overseeing the largest Medicare/Medicaid fraud in U.S. history and will defend the wealthy robbing you blind, just as he'll defend Mike Johnson and cutting Medicaid with lies. He's not independent. He's a bald partisan hack. And Tim Pool replies, you crying, lol. And Hasan says, I think I'll be alright, little man. And Tim Pool replies, oh shit, homie is pissed. Haha. Tim Pool then quote tweets Hasan and says, oh shit, Hasan is super pissed on his suspension. Homie crying. Nick Merckx replies to the original post by Dexerto saying that Hasan has been banned with this gif of someone smoking on that pack. And Hasan replies, remember when you DM'd me to say that it was really messed up that I made fun of Dr. Disrespect's cheating scandal on Bro's wedding anniversary and then unfollowed, but now you also bring up his infidelity? I hope we can resolve our other ideological differences in the future as well. And Andrew replies, Hasan going scorched earth right now. Hasan B Productions tweets out, yesterday, the directors of No Other Land joined Hasan's stream and helped raise over $100,000 for charity. Today, they are Oscar winners. And the Surf's quote tweets them and says, and today he got banned for making a joke about Rick Scott. Irish American Ninja replies, yeah, not sure how Rick Scott 3 times, then having to Google him to find out he was a senator equals funny joke time to morons. But hey, what do I know? And as of right now, this story is obviously still developing. I'm sure there's some things I maybe missed or some new breaking news. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.
All right, cool beans, man. Okay.
Everyone. What's up, everyone?
Hi.
If you're seeing this, that means I've probably been banned.
Well, it means you've definitely been banned because this is a video that you made. Because you got banned, no? Or did he make this like a year ago? What is...
That's right. Cancel culture has finally come for me. Oh my God. It's over. It's over. The free speech warriors.
All right, it's too cringe. I mean, listen, you know, you guys know my take. I'm not exactly caring too much about this guy that he said that thing about, but you know why you got banned. You need to get banned for that. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, not that he's wrong. He is wrong. But you need to get banned, so stop being cringe.
Where are you now? They've taken me out, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. I'm done. A couple days ago, I had a conversation where I was responding to the Republican House of Representatives Speaker, and I said some things. Let's take a look at what I said. Libs of TikTok, of course, posted about it. Here's what Libs of TikTok claimed I was saying. Hasan Parker just called for violence against a sitting U.S. senator. If you cared about Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott at FBI. This got 17,000 likes. It was on February 28th. Let's take a look at this clip really quickly.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay, you wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott. You wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party. Now,
I mean, I think it's a kind of against your case that you insist upon the guy's name and what his role is, and you kind of it does absolutely read as a call to violence.
That seems like a wild thing to say. Oh my God, is this person calling for the death of a U.S. senator? Of course.
That does seem like the undertone, yeah.
Of course not. I was not calling for the assassination of a U.S. senator.
I don't know what to tell you, bud, but okay.
So I went back to figure out the context. Here it is. Let's take a look.
Are people who are covered by Medicaid now going to...
Yeah, the context is that he's really, like, he's a piece of dog shit. But it doesn't change that what you're saying is absolutely, whether you meant it or not, has a heavy undertone of you should kill this guy, which is obviously incorrect.
potentially lose Medicaid coverage as a result of this?
No, look, the White House has made a commitment. The president said over and over and over, we're not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. We've made the same commitment. Now, that said, what we are going to do is go into those programs and carve out the fraud, waste, and abuse and find efficiencies. A couple of examples. You know, there's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
That fraud is not coming from individuals. It's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he to this day is still known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
This doesn't make him look good. The full context doesn't make him look innocent. Now, it may not make him look wrong. But it doesn't make him look innocent. What are you doing?
They want to cut SNAP. They want to cut Medicaid. They want to cut the funding of Medicaid. They want to make it harder for people to receive Medicaid. They don't want to actually go after medical providers or the insurance companies or the nursing homes that are lining their pockets with major donations. Those are the people who actually engage in the fraud. It's not your uncle that's like lying about their condition and stealing money from the government by, going to the doctor or whatever. Okay, so obviously I should have used hyperbolic language, and there's definitely some ownership that I must take.
Yeah, which means you should own the band, bud. Just own the band.
Some apologies there. I should not have said Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott. I should have simply said Mike Johnson should punish Rick Scott, perhaps.
To be honest with you, I don't think anybody thought that you were saying that Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott or whatever. It sounded more like you're telling people they should kill him. What are you talking about? That's what I read, but okay.
With the maximum punishment, whatever that would be, for defrauding Medicare and Medicaid for over $1.7 billion. Now let's talk about the things that he did in this process, because Rick Scott co-founded the Columbia Hospital Corporation, which later merged to a corporation known as Columbia /
I will say this is probably the right way for him to respond at the very least. At least he's explaining himself when he claims he's out of context. His explanation is still terrible because he was not really cut out of context. Or at the very least, the context doesn't save him from the ban, in my opinion. But at least he's responding to it. So I could respect that.
HCA, which eventually became the nation's largest for-profit healthcare company. Rick Scott, who of course also looks like Voldemort, did a lot of things. The company defrauded Medicare, Medicaid, and other federal programs. The U.S. Department of Justice won 14 felony convictions against the company, which was fined $1.7 billion in what was at the time the largest healthcare fraud settlement in United States history.
HCA was defrauding the government.
HCA admitted to things like submitting inflated bills and exaggerating diagnoses to increase Medicare reimbursements.
According to federal investigators, the hospital company systematically defrauded Medicare, Medicaid, and other federal healthcare programs while paying kickbacks to its physicians. Scott, of course, denied any wrongdoing.
Scott pled the fifth 75 times to avoid jail for Medicare fraud.
He didn't go to jail over this. He didn't even get any punishments over this. And Scott's resignation certainly was fantastic for his
I think he walked away with like $10 million, so.
pockets. He walked away with $10 million in severance pay, a 5-year consulting contract, and $300 million in stock and options. He is now the wealthiest member of the United States Senate. Rick Scott also in the past apologized, took ownership seemingly over his actions, but since then, in his endless interest in gutting all of these social safety nets so the American poor suffer more, Rick Scott has actually seemingly turned around and thinks that this was political prosecution, pure political prosecution against him.
I'm fed up. I watched what happened to me and my company. I've watched what's happened. I've talked to business people over the years.
This guy looks like a fucking vampire.
To what's happened to them when you have political persecution.
What I was simply trying to say is Republicans don't care.
It's insane now that all you have to do is say, hey, I'm being politically persecuted. It's like, okay, even when you're actually guilty, it's fucking wild.
About the actual fraud that takes place in terms of government entitlements programs, in terms of government expenditure. Because if they did, they obviously would punish Rick Scott. Rick Scott would not be a prominent fixture of the Republican Party.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong about what he's saying.
Scott, who was elected as the governor of Florida after he committed the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history at the time.
$73 million. That's the amount that we know about so far that Scott and the Republican Party spent on TV advertising.
Rick Scott, who then went on to become the Florida senator.
On Sunday, a manual recount confirmed Republican Governor...
Florida is fucking... You guys are so stupid. You guys are idiot morons down there.
Rick Scott's victory over the incumbent Democrat Bill Nelson.
Once again, after doing insane amounts of Medicare fraud.
Elon Musk posted on X his support for Florida Senator Rick Scott for Senate Majority Leader.
That's wild. Holy fuck. Dude, the Republican Party is actually so stupid. You guys are fucking worthless.
Simply the point. But of course, Republicans want to avoid this point. Asmongold, for those of you who don't know, is a right-wing political commentator. He does have some centrist opinions every now and then. I believe he himself actually is a big advocate for healthcare, likes Bernie Sanders, but spends most of his time simply sitting around and reacting to Donald Trump. He
is kind of right, yeah.
Is now, officially, by my estimations, a larger right-wing political commentator than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful in this field. His videos reacting to Donald Trump get millions of views, more so than the Daily Wire could ever dream of. Asmongold also is the largest political content creator on Twitch in general. He's the largest political streamer now. He's double my size. He's always been double my size, but he's now double my size when it comes to political commentary as well. So let's see what the largest free speech defender had to say. He actually voluntarily brings this up in a YouTube video called "What the Fuck is Twitch Doing?" The YouTube video is from 2 days ago with 1 million views. The first 13 minutes of it is just reacting to the latest Ethan Klein video, who is falsely smearing me as someone who doesn't care about Israeli civilians or what.
That part's not true. You don't care about Israeli civilians. Like, just to be clear, Hasan literally, we have to be clear about this. Hasan literally showed Hamas propaganda, right? They let out, people who were in captivity, and they forced a guy to kiss a Hamas soldier for a propaganda piece. And Hasan's like, "Oh, look, it looks like they really were enjoying, being, imprisoned. Ha 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 ha." I guess they took the drug that makes you kiss Hamas, and joking about it, despite the fact that it's very clear and Hasan knows this. If you watch the whole video, they're forcing him to do it, and then even afterwards, he said that he was forced to do it. And I mean, it's ridiculous. This is also the guy who, somehow musters the ability to laugh when we talk about when you see about those babies getting strangled to death by Hamas, which is what happened. People like to lie about it being an airstrike that killed them, an Israeli airstrike. There's absolutely no evidence to even suggest that. It's obviously propaganda. And then the worst of all is that he doesn't correct his chat when they laugh at those babies dying. He just kind of lets his chat do whatever they want. He does zero moderation on his Discord. He does zero moderation in his Twitch chat. He is a disgusting piece of dog shit. So just to be absolutely clear about that.
whatever, which is obviously incorrect, but we'll get to that perhaps down the line. He packaged that up with the Libs of TikTok video to call for my banning.
Let me see if I can find it here. As I said, I do try to maintain a degree of neutrality with a lot of this stuff, and I try not to go too like super hard on it. I'll link you guys a video real quick before I get into it. And
he's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, you know, to show support.
Yeah, there's the video.
Well, it's a good video.
It's the Ethan video.
Perhaps this is the reason why Ethan Klein doesn't talk about Asmongold and his apologia for certain regimes of the past. You know, Ethan, who really cares about anti-Semitism, of course.
Just watch the video, you fucking loser. Jesus Christ.
That's why he constantly comes after me, someone he knows has a long track record.
You are incredibly anti-Semitic, Hasan.
Beside him at times, attacking anti-Semitism, explaining to people what famous dog whistles are and things of that nature.
You literally, okay, incredible. Let's just keep going because this crybaby will do anything but actually fucking. This is why he's so fucking hateable, because he'll do anything but actually watch the video.
That'll be for a different day.
People are so ideologically captured. It's sad. I think a lot of people are. I saw this the other day, actually this morning. Where is it here? Here we go.
Hey, Dan Clancy. Time to wish us on another happy birthday song, you hack fuck. Anyone else will get permabanned on Twitch for this. This is beyond the pale. This is enticing your audience to kill a sitting senator. Don't people go to jail for this? This is not me enticing my audience to kill a sitting U.S. senator. That is ridiculous.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Just to be clear, you fucking moron.
Everybody knows that is ridiculous. The people that are complaining about...
No, it's not ridiculous. That's absolutely what's being communicated in that video.
Know that is ridiculous. But I'm glad that I was able to show you the context, the full context of what...
The full context doesn't change the fact that it comes off as, hey, kill this guy, but okay.
What I was talking about. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would Rick Scott. Okay, you wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party.
That is crazy. That is nuts. And I've said before, there's a statute of limitations, but apparently this was yesterday. Yeah, this happened yesterday even. Oh my God. How's that not against the TOS? It is. And it is an open call to violence. And I would challenge anybody who thinks that it's not an open call to violence to say that exact thing about Donald Trump, and then tell me if Secret Service shows up at your house or not. Really. It's very obviously a call to violence. And Twitch doesn't do anything? Well, I don't know if they've really seen it or anybody's reported it or anything like that.
I think Asmongold is covering this because he wants Twitch to see it. He's done this.
Yes, obviously.
A couple times in the past couple of weeks, I understand. We are ideologically butting heads on Twitch. Asmongold and I disagree vehemently on a lot of issues, all the way from the history of Nazi Germany down to the fact that immigrants are not actually contributing to the American crime rates. And
this is just so annoying, in all honesty. It's just so annoying and frustrating listening to this video because Hasan, even when he's not right about this, he just is such a whining little baby. You know, here at the end of the day, even with the full context, it absolutely sounds like you're calling for the death of somebody, which is wrong. You can't be doing that. They have to hold firm to the TOS. That being said, you know, if the Republican Party is going to sit here and they're going to virtue signal about how there's so much fraud, waste, and abuse in Medicare and Medicaid, and then, you know, Rick Scott is a very prominent Republican Party member who has engaged, he was working for the company, and he's very high up, that engaged in massive Medicare and Medicaid fraud because the healthcare company was actually the problem. And the Republican Party is going to sit here and they're going to pretend that it's actually the real issue with fraud, waste, and abuse is actually the people on the system, not the healthcare companies. Like, yes, I agree with, you know, some sentiments, general criticisms. But even in this video, he sounds like such a fucking baby. Everything is, he always sounds like a baby victim. He's not taking true accountability.
In the way that the Republican administration presents it. They're not destroying our culture in the way that Asmongold approaches the subject matter. There's plenty of disagreements there. And I think that he's doing this deliberately.
I also can't, this guy's also not like a good narrator to his own story. So it's hard to take anything that he says with like anything.
In an effort to, you know, shit stir a little bit and try to get me banned, which worked.
The clip's too short. Maybe it's out of context. I hope so. I definitely do. Hope
it's not out of context.
Hopefully it's out of context. How are you gonna...
Now, once he said this, does Asmongold go back and seek out the context? No, he doesn't. Instead, he follows through.
The context doesn't matter.
Basically packaging this as a Hasan is a radical who must be banned. It's a joke, Lamau, he responds to.
I mean, everything's a joke. We get it. Just because something is a joke doesn't mean... First of all, I don't even know if it was a joke, but even if it is a joke, which is fine. People use jokes as a vehicle to communicate things, so...
Would you tell that joke?
You're a big content creator. And what people are hearing in your audience is like, oh, hey, we should kill this guy. Like, you're obviously being fucking stupid.
About Donald Trump?
I think people would tell way crazier jokes about Donald Trump. And people have told way crazier jokes about Donald Trump. My statement was hyperbolic. That much is obviously clear. But the intention of it was not a call to violence directly against a sitting senator. But
maybe that wasn't the intention, but that's how it came off to like everybody watching. And that's very important.
Instead was to show the hypocrisy of the Republican Party in terms of how little they truly care about Medicare and Medicaid fraud, because that happens at the point of the provider and not necessarily
What really happened is Hasan doesn't feel like he needs to be careful because he gets away with platforming literal terrorists and like terrorist propaganda on his channel. And so he doesn't feel like he has to be careful when he speaks. And now he's going to have to start to learn to be careful. It's time to be a big boy.
Necessarily in the point of the recipients. They want to cut Medicare and Medicaid for the recipients to the tune of $800 billion. And in order to justify that, they will do everything in their power to lie and claim that it's actually your grandparents that are stealing from Medicare and not people like Rick Scott. Because people like Rick Scott either fund the Republican Party and oftentimes the Democratic Party as well, or they sometimes run for office as Republicans.
Rick Scott has won re-election to the United States Senate. Here are the numbers.
That's the point. Now, should the likes of Asmongold seek out further context? I think yes. I think when you have millions of people watching your videos,
sure, he still wouldn't have been wrong, though.
It would be nice to at least inform them of what the true context is. And now that this context exists, will Asmongold watch this video? Will he go back and say, hey, my bad? Maybe. I'll be honest. Perhaps he will do that. We shall see.
Donald Trump didn't commit Medicare fraud, but yes, if he did, then yes. Okay, so then no.
He then follows up with another tweet of mine. This isn't Hasan's only first foray into political violence. This was the weapon used.
Yes, this was also another dog whistle here to kill politicians. So
to assassinate Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Archive link and replied was now deleted post. Well, I didn't delete it. Twitter forced me to delete this.
But I'll tell you this, it's not the first time. This is the second time. No joke. Yes, neither of these, by the way, have resulted in any sort
So just to be clear, if Twitter forced you to delete it, means that you literally did delete it yourself, but okay.
Redaction from Twitch at all. Your Reddit advocated for killing too. Sorry for spam. Yeah, but here's the difference, right? When did my Reddit advocate for killing people? When did this happen? And also, when did I advocate for it?
He also then, to further push the narrative that I'm a radical, a scary radical who advocates for violence, he shows this tweet, briefly, my old tweet that Twitter actually forced me to ban, which is a tweet where I, quote, retweeted sitting U.S. Senator Tom Cotton, who was advocating to kill peaceful pro-Palestinian demonstrators all the way from April 16th, 2024, almost an entire year ago, where I famously, quote, retweeted the doohickey, or I guess a meme of a...
Yeah, it's a meme. It's saying, hey, we should kill this guy. I got you.
Doohickey that was responsible for the...
Again, I don't really care. But that's what that is. So
nation of Shinzo Abe. And of course, this wasn't serious.
Everything is not serious. Okay, gotcha. Everything is just a joke.
I did this in response to a sitting U.S. senator who had previously in the New York Times
watching it sounds so boring.
Written about executing Black Lives Matter protesters by using the military. And this time around, April 15th, was encouraging people. I'm going to read you his words. Senator Tom Cotton said this: I encourage people who get stuck behind the pro-Hamas moms blocking traffic. Take matters into your own hands to get them out of the way. It's time to put an end to this nonsense. This was, of course, a direct call to violence from a sitting senator.
Listen, if I got somewhere to go, especially if I got to take a shit, you know what I mean? I'm driving.
Direct call to violence against peaceful protesters engaging in an act of civil disobedience.
If something like this happened in Arkansas on a bridge there, let's just say I think there'd be a lot of very wet criminals that have been tossed overboard, not by law enforcement, but by the people whose road they're blocking.
So he then doubled down on it and said, we do things differently around these parts. I mean, he is. He's advocating for a direct call for violence. I jokingly, quote, retweeted that statement with the doohickey.
Yeah, which is like, haha, you should die. Kill this guy. That's the joke. So, like, I don't understand. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't make jokes about killing people like that.
Of course, that was apparently a bridge too far as well for Asmongold. I'm sorry. I've offended Asmongold's sensibilities.
It's a call to violence, yes.
Of course, no comments on Tom Cotton, a sitting U.S. senator actively urging his constituents to go out and kill peaceful demonstrators who are, dare I say, peacefully demonstrating against a genocide. Make no mistake, it's most likely that Asmongold is simply responding to the things that he sees in his chat. Having said that, I wanted you guys to see the full context of the story. I was obviously not asking for people to kill Rick Scott. I think that would be ridiculous. I think that justice should be served, however, and justice has not been served against Rick Scott in this case. Justice rarely ever gets served against rich people who exploit others, against rich people who defraud the federal government. You get a $10 million care package with $300 million in stock options for defrauding poor people that absolutely need this medical care. And then Republicans will turn around and act like the real fraud is happening at the point of the recipients and not the point of the providers.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid just in fraud alone. No one's for that. We've got to make sure we eliminate it. We have the algorithms now to do that. We have advanced technology to find it.
Thank God for Speaker Johnson.
That is my anger. That is my frustration. And every single person, not Asmongold, but every single Republican operative online, from Tim Pool, the libs of TikTok, to many others, know that that is the reality. But they also want you to be distracted. They don't want you to realize that this is what the Republicans are doing. So I urge all liberals, progressives, or even people who are worried about their grandparents or their parents losing their health care, people who might be worried about their children.
I'll be real with you. Not really. Only because they voted for Trump. So I was raised to deal with suffer the consequences of your actions. So this is the consequences of your actions. And not to be rude, but I will not be helping just because you got to suffer. I mean, it's fucking crazy to me, actually. You guys, especially since I have family that's gay, and some of these motherfuckers voted against their best interest, which is absolutely true. You conservatives absolutely want to gut all protections for gay and trans people. Iowa was already doing it to trans people. The second that Roe v. Wade was overturned, Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court, guy in the Supreme Court, what is that guy? The Zodiac Killer, Ted Cruz. Constantly advocating to remove the protection that protected gay marriage. Thankfully, Joe Biden codified gay marriage, but still, they could always overturn that. And that's what you guys voted for. And so, if you want to vote to be a selfish fuck because you heard jingling keys from Trump, which, by the way, he's doing a terrible job destroying all of our alliances, increasing inflation, weak global standing. If that's what you want to vote for, I mean, you're going to have to suffer. It's just it's disgusting. And it actually makes me very angry. You know, because there are people in my life who who could be negatively impacted by this stuff. And like, you know, the people in my family that voted for Trump, they supposedly love those people as well. And yet you vote against their best interests for what? You're old. You're dying. Your impact on the world, it's time to just move on. You do well financially. What's your issue? Oh, I don't like that some poor people take advantage of the system. Me neither. I also don't like it when you have massive healthcare companies defrauding Medicare and Medicaid, and then those same people become Republican senators, congressmen, and then they go, hey, we need to cut down Medicare and Medicaid because, you know, the people on it are the ones defrauding it or frauding it. It's like, oh, wait, I thought that was you. So, you know, I don't know. It's just fucking annoying.
No longer being able to receive Medicaid to focus on who the vectors of harm truly are, what they're actually doing, instead of constantly engaging in petty squabbles. I shouldn't have used the term kill. I should have used either the term capital punishment or just punishment in general. But once again,
yes, that would have been better.
I've let you down. I've used hyperbolic language, and that hyperbolic language has brought trouble my way.
Yeah, the problem is he doesn't really care. Like, it's just take the fucking L on this. Be like, listen, what I said like was bannable. It would deserve a ban. But like, you know what? Fuck you. That's what I would have been better off with that.
Way as one of the largest progressive leftist political content creators online, and what feels like is a sea of reactionary sentiment, I am promising you that I will try to use more deliberate and more careful language going forward. Having said that, of course, in an 8 to 10 hour broadcast when I'm constantly in a contentious battle with members of the chat.
So your job is easy, dude. Just stop. Just if you didn't do the whole victim complex thing, it really wouldn't have been that bad. But the whole video is just victim complex. It's so annoying.
Because there's always free flow conversation and a lot of back and forth going on in the community.
Lord.
There will probably be some moments that are clippable, but I will try to minimize them to the best of my ability. On that note, I love you all, and I will see you when I'm unbanned.
Okay. All right, guys, enough is enough. We've delayed too much, too long, forever, and always. Peace be with you. It's time to do the Ethan thing. Hasan got banned. I want to watch Ethan do his victory laps. I feel like the ban might be a little performative, and then obviously Hasan's just going to play victim. But you know what? It's a good day. It's a good day. Hasan got a ban because he said that people should take out a politician, basically. So let's just get going.
All right.
Whoa. This guy is a little loud, I think. No?
So, Hasan.
A little loud.
There we go. Enter the war zone with me.
What is this? Is this like Andrew Tate's war zone?
Welcome to the...
Yeah, it's a temporary ban. I figured everybody would understand it's a temporary ban. We know that. We know that. It's a 1 to 30 day ban. They're just going to ban him for a little bit. Hasan's probably on vacation, so they're like, hey, let's ban him. Wink. I can't wink.
War zone, everyone. Thank you, Zach. We are here in the war zone. We need war zone. Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm going to light myself on fire.
Yeah, I was saying we need war zone music.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's Nate, not me.
Thank you, Nate. War zone. All right.
Incredible.
Oh, boy. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, of course it's only temporary. You guys think that they're going to get rid of their primary cash cow on Twitch? No. It's some kind of performance piece to soothe people because Ethan's been making an impact calling Hasan out.
We're in the war zone.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Oh my God. Ethan, I'm going to shit my pants, bud. You got to stop it.
So anyway, Hasan was going to... Hasan
I better
got
not hear
banned.
that again. All right, it should be over with.
Suspended.
Well, do we know for how long?
I don't think we...
All right, dude. That's it. Let me explain something to you. Ethan made a mistake. Because now I have a political prisoner. Okay? Ethan, if you keep doing this, I'm going to fucking assassinate this guy. I'm going to take care of this political prisoner. I will execute this political prisoner, Ethan, if you do that again. It smells like you, Ethan. It smells like you. All right? But don't you dare do it again, buddy. Don't you do it again, bud. Don't do it again. Don't you dare do it again, dude. Or it's over for our pal back there. It's over. It's over for him.
I don't think we know.
It's over.
Okay, listen, Nate.
I will execute Teddy Fresh. I'll take him out. I'm not kidding.
Twitch either does 24 hours or like sometimes they do 3 days.
Why would I get banned? I'm talking about killing. It's not even real. It's just an inanimate object, dude. Stop telling me I'm gonna get banned, bro. What are you talking about? It's a teddy bear.
I think
A week, 2 weeks, a month, permanent.
yeah, something tells me it's probably. I don't know.
I doubt it's permanent.
I would guess 3 days.
You know, I think
that's
it's,
gonna be. That's my guess.
They always do this. Probably a week, and then they're like, after 3 days, they reverse it because they're like, then they can do both. They can say, oh, we're banning it for a week, and then they can kind of walk it back.
They can play both sides.
I think that's
Don't play it again.
Dude, they're always
Mike
on
from
top.
PA when he made it.
You son of a bitch.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
We're well into the segment.
Did he
now.
say? Did you say it though?
Yeah, no, I said Warzone like many times. We're well into the segment, Nate. So we're good on the Warzones.
I gave him explicit instructions to listen for your cues. So if you keep saying it, it's gonna keep happening.
I'm not even saying it, and he's still playing it.
That's true.
Wait, what aren't you saying?
It doesn't matter. What I say that. Whatever.
Ethan, let me explain something to you, bud. I want to explain something to you, Ethan Klein. As you continuously play this Warzone thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. Let me explain something to you. I've already threatened to take care of this political prisoner that you've sent me. But I don't think that you understand the severity of the situation, bud. And I want to explain to you why. If you continue to play this Warzone thing, I'm going to explain to you, okay? A couple of weeks ago, I went to this place called Costco. At Costco, they have this thing called peaches. Now, they have regular peaches, but I'm not talking about regular peaches, Ethan. I'm talking about the giant glass container full of peaches. If you don't stop, I'm going to My Little Pony the teddy bear. I'm going to put the teddy bear inside of that clean glass of empty peaches, and I'm going to fill it. I'm going to fill it, Ethan. And you're sitting there and you're like, that's preposterous. You couldn't fill that. I can fill that. I can fill that. I can fill that entire thing with milk in a matter of days. In a matter of days, Ethan. I will fill it in a matter of days. Don't you test me, bud. Don't you test me.
Whatever I say, he rolls the intro.
Well, no, but you're implying it. You're implying it.
There's sort of an implied.
I'm having soup for dinner tonight.
That's okay. That one was a stretch.
How do you explain that?
That one was questionable.
Wait, I got
Soldiers eat soup and
Wait,
water.
Nate, what's his toilet gonna be like tonight?
See, implied.
You know, this was meant to be a series.
All right.
Part of the show.
I gotta skip it. We gotta move on.
She's one of the greats.
Who is?
It should be done.
92, dude.
Really?
Wow.
It should be done now.
She must have been a lot older than
him. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. It's pretty.
That's refreshing.
It's a pretty big gap. Problematic, yo. We're gonna run out of time. We got to do this.
Yeah, it's 19 minutes to 4 o'clock when apparently we end the show, which is news to me.
Well, listen, let's get started regardless of when we end the show. Enough interruptions. I don't need you saying that, Nate, and I don't need any more war zones. We know we're in the war zone. Zach, just keep...
You keep saying it, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I say.
You gotta stop saying it, dude.
Saying what?
You're implying it. You're heavily implying it.
I said...
You're baiting him, dude.
Soup for dinner.
That's bait. That's bait. That's
Zach, just play...
I do need to consider that the bear will absorb a lot of my cum. Yeah, that's a good point. I will keep that in mind, brother.
Music. Just, yeah. All right, we're good. We're good?
Again, I don't control this. This is him.
I know that. I know. I'm just saying maybe if you play music, he'll...
But it sounds good over the music. That's the problem.
No, it doesn't. I don't think he's... Okay, enough! No more. Warzone.
So stupid.
This type of insolence would not be tolerated in any other production studio. Nate, I will write you up.
Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no.
I will write you up right
To
here,
who?
right now.
Write up?
To his boss?
No. Well, no, you send them to HR, you do a write-up, and then you have a paper trail if you end up firing them.
Right.
Which is luckily what I did with Elizabeth. Which is why
I
her
hate
lawsuit
this
is
so
dumb
much.
and stupid and going
Just play the fucking thing, Ethan.
Cotton.
All right.
Hasan has a history of threading.
Beautiful place to start. Beautiful place to start. We got it.
Sitting officials. For one, this Tim Cotton one.
Yeah, this is true. I really don't understand why he never got some kind of a punishment for this. Tim Cotton, I encourage people to blah 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 blah, some dumb shit about pro Hamas, whatever, and then he puts up the some kind of a edgy little post about how to make a makeshift gun. You know what he's saying there? He's dog whistling that you should get a gun and shoot somebody. He's he's just kidding. Okay, I mean, come on. There's got to be a level of acceptability with some of these jokes, right?
Tom Cotton.
Close enough.
What's funny is that Tom Cotton is like racist, right?
High beast.
He is.
Which is, I think Cotton is like specifically a very racist last name.
That's pretty true. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
It just invokes.
It invokes. Yeah.
Maybe that Tom Cotton guy's upset because his last name is Cotton, and yet none of the black girls would pick him at the high school dance. Which is sad. It's a sad thing.
Certain history. Yes.
Bad vibe,
It's
yeah.
certainly bad vibe.
I just find it interesting. But anyway, regardless of how much this guy is a fucking weasel, I'm against violence against our. I'm against violence. I'm against political violence. So when Tom Cotton.
I'm on the fence.
And tweeted out something he didn't.
I'm becoming radicalized lately, guys. I'm becoming radicalized in a weird direction. I've been becoming radicalized in classic conservatism, attitude-wise, specifically. Okay, I know this sounds very strange, very liberal value-wise, but like 1950s, rather be dead than red is right now where I'm at. It's actually getting insane. That's where I'm kind of getting to. So I'm in an interesting spot. I'm in a weird spot right now. Just to be clear.
Like Hasan said, he posted this gun, which is a replica of the one that was used to assassinate Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Here's the schematics.
Yeah, I know that guy. That guy. Sounds like the waiter that I had when I went to this Asian place yesterday.
An invitation, presumably, for one of his audience to go and kill Tom Cotton. But so nothing happened. He didn't get punished for that.
You should have.
Well, that was on Twitter, which is free for all.
That's true.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Twitch has a policy that they will ban people for off-app things. So he should have gotten punishment for that.
That was on Twitter. So it happened again on Twitch, where he is just loving. He's just feeling himself. Here, take a listen.
Yeah, I do that on stream sometimes. You guys don't see it though.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid just in fraud alone.
Probably not, but okay.
Nope.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or
is it true $350 billion a year in Medicaid fraud? Is that even true? I'm not seeing anything here. I'm sure that there is Medicaid fraud, but I don't understand. And then what is the fraud? I mean, I doubt that it's $350 billion a year.
That are lost every...
He's just feeling himself. Here, take a listen.
There's about $50 billion estimated.
$50 billion. My bad.
That are lost every year in Medicaid just in fraud alone.
Okay. How much goes to Medicaid per year? 880 billion. Oh, so this might actually be true. We put almost $1 trillion a year into Medicaid. It seems like there might be about 5%. It's called the improper payment rate is the fraud, which potentially means that people are underpaying on their. So the fraud would be potentially people underpaying their on their healthcare. Oh no, that's so terrible. Wow, that's so sad. But it's also a 3rd-degree felony, and so false claims potentially. Yeah, okay, that's not good. But that seems very okay. They're already dealing with that.
Nope.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Whoa!
Okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott. You wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party.
It's so.
Why did he fraud Medicaid or something?
So shocking that it's almost like.
I think the war zones are over.
He just moves right along. And also, he didn't have to say that.
Well, he said it and then he emphasized it to be like, ha ha ha, like funny joke, a little dog whistle kind of thing. It's like, listen, do I think anything's going to come of it? No, but you shouldn't be saying dumb shit like that.
To make his point, he just really was like, if you don't like Medicaid,
Also, why would you kill him? Like, why wouldn't you just kiss him on the lips or something? Like, what's does he fraud Medicaid? I'm really not understanding.
Fraud, then you have to kill Rick Scott.
If he had simply said, go after Rick Scott or something like that.
Lock him up.
Or, yeah, right. That
Arrest Rick Scott.
Would have
Arrest
avoided.
If you want to save $50 billion a year, you must have consensual sex with Rick Scott. He'll do it too. Okay, you just have to give him a couple dollars.
Scott.
Sure, right.
I would know.
But like, this isn't even the first time, right? So like, giving him any kind of grace is kind of out the window at this point. And I mean, considering that he is a fanboy for violent terrorism, it certainly fits the bill. So yeah, I talked about this. I didn't expect that.
What do I think his appropriate length of his ban should be? Oh, if I was Twitch, 3 days. I think that at the end of the day, what has happened here with the Hasan ban is because of Ethan in general. I think that Ethan has glared a shining light onto Hasan, and Ethan is petty, which, you know, is part of the allure, of course. And so Twitch knows that Ethan will rain down just a constant. He'll bitch about it. He'll complain about it a lot, which is a good thing because he did effectively, jokingly dog whistle to kill somebody. And if they didn't do anything, they knew Ethan would go after it, which would probably cause a problem with their sponsors again, which they already took a hit on. So they're going to do like the bare minimum. They're probably going to do 3 days. Hasan probably knew about it behind the scenes. It was probably like a, hey, you know, Hasan, we have to do this because of this and blah, 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 blah. And it's probably very graciously done, to be absolutely clear. So that's what I think.
Anything to happen from it. But
you said you talked.
I think
Are we sure it was a joke? I mean, yeah, I think maybe. I mean, this is the thing. It's like just because something is a joke doesn't mean that it's not. People don't mean it. People use jokes all the time to like dog whistle things. So yeah.
Oh, this didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Oh, we never did? Okay.
I don't think so.
So here it is. One more time, guys.
There's about 50.
What has Ethan done? Like multiple times. Didn't Ethan? He threatened like the Texas thing, and then he got banned for a week, right? So like, what do you mean he's done this multiple times?
$1 billion estimated.
Oh, here someone said here's the longer one for the context. That's good because that's his thing. He always cries about context. Let's see.
You have to play his entire stream, Ethan. Okay.
Under what context? He said, "Kill Rick Scott."
Ethan, if you don't watch his entire stream and the 3 streams before and after, you're not going to be able to get the full context of this 30-second clip.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. Nope.
That fraud is not coming from individuals. It's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients.
That's probably true.
Okay. It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
I just don't understand why you'd say that. It's just such a dumb thing to say. I don't understand it.
Okay. You wouldn't.
It's just so bananas.
Make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott. You wouldn't make him.
Why don't you give us your social security number while you're at it?
The current, what is his current office? What is he? He's the Richard Lynn Scott is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States senator from Florida.
You know, the full clip for context makes him look a lot worse. It's like, why? I get the bit. He's a bad guy. He's conservative. This just seems so stupid to do.
He has held since 2019, and also, I believe this past election cycle, he was literally the fucking head of the, what was it, like the Senate committee or something, like the.
He's right.
Well, how does any of this save us Medicaid fraud or Medicare fraud? I don't understand. He also said he hoped Ben Shapiro would be taken out first. I feel like Ethan did what Hasan is doing, and you would think Ethan would be not. So just to be clear, I just want to be absolutely clear. Hasan is not making a joke. He's just talking about Rick Scott being killed. Also, when it comes to the Ben Shapiro thing, Ben Shapiro is very comfortable with very far right-wing Nazi individuals. So, yeah, if we do... I mean, and right now, we literally have a fascist president, okay, who's guzzling Russian cum, a dictator's cum. All right, we're getting closer and closer. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We're getting closer and closer. So, you know what? He still deserves the ban for it. Hasan deserves this ban. Maybe this isn't exactly what the... you know, maybe Hasan's not like necessarily morally wrong for the. Although I just don't understand why I really don't get it. I don't really get the connection between taking this guy out and saving money on Medicare fraud. So that's the thing is I'm not understanding. Like, at least Ethan had a good point. I don't really understand the point of this.
Rambling, bro. Who can listen to this shit? Anyway. He's probably right about the Medicare fraud and stuff, but I don't want to kill anybody.
Well, I think that is part of Rick Scott's lore.
I didn't actually know that. That's incredible.
Well, what did Hasan explain that?
He did a fucking like
1.7 billion Medicare fraud controversy. Rick Scott.
How does that mean? What is it? What that means? You guys have that?
That's a lot of clams.
Yeah, it is.
That's
yeah, it is.
But if the crime is already committed, killing him's not going to help, right? It's too
See,
late.
during his tenure as chief executive, the company, what company was he talking about? Some company that he was running. He co-founded the Columbia Hospital Corporation. Columbia later merged with another corporation to form Columbia HCA, which eventually became the nation's largest for-profit healthcare company. Scott was pressured to resign as chief executive of the company in 1997. During his tenure as chief executive, the company defrauded Medicare, Medicaid, and other federal programs. The U.S. Department of Justice won 14 felony convictions against the company, which was fined $1.7 billion. That's actually just what they were fined.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be absolutely real with you. This might be a Hasan W. I don't know. This might actually be a Hasan W. It's not. It's just not a Hasan W. What he did was wrong, and he deserved the ban. What a terrible guy am I? Listen. All I'm saying is this guy seems to have caused a bit of this Medicaid fraud. You know, with that context involved. It's still not appropriate, of course. Should never say those things. Don't ever say those things. It's insane.
If they were only fined 1.7 billion, that's not even close to how much they took, though. They're accused of stealing.
Well, it might be. It doesn't matter, though.
150 billion.
No, 1.7 billion.
How's that possible? 150 billion?
Well, I mean, this is apparently the largest for-profit.
I thought he said 1.7,
which was fined 1.7 billion.
That's
actually just what they were fined.
If they were only fined 1.7 billion, that's not even close to how much they took, though. They're accused of stealing 150 billion.
Is that what they said? I don't even care.
How's that possible? 150 billion?
Well, I mean, this is apparently the largest for-profit hospital network in the country. It's a lot of cash moving through that industry. A lot of cash.
Well, like I said, if that was going to be your strategy, it's too late. You know, the crime already happened, right?
This did happen in the mid-90s.
Oh, that's like ancient history. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're over that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did a little fucking tax fraud, $150 billion, which was probably in the 90s worth, I don't know, $500 billion. Who's counting?
Yeah, no, Rick Scott, not a great guy.
I'm not going to say anything. I can't afford a band like Hasan.
I think that's fair to say. Not a great guy.
So, anywho, and it's like, yes, these people are bad and they should be punished adequately, but it's more speaking to the ethos, the culture that exists in Hasan's community of they're very violent and they want violence. They wish for violence.
I don't know, man. You know, like I said before, I'm starting to feel the better dead than red kind of feeling here a little bit, and it's like I don't know.
You saw the same thing I showed a montage.
I mean, your best argument is that this is how the system is supposed to work or something, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm shitting and farting right now.
And the content nuke of like every big prominent leftist streamer saying somebody needs to kill Destiny.
Oh, they say that's not good. Although he's a pretty bad guy too, but not as bad as this. Of course, stealing money from the government is not. That's not good.
The only one was punished was Mike from PA, who said, "If anybody's in Florida, I've got $100,000 for you."
I don't think he
Talking
does.
About Destiny.
I don't think he has that.
And that was for 30
Do you think Mike
days.
from PA has $100,000 laying around?
I don't know.
How was he planning
yeah,
on?
probably. He probably does.
He's probably pretty
I mean, every time I look, he has between 7,000 and 8,000 paying members, which is pretty disturbing, but it
Oh, okay. Shit.
is what it is.
Yeah.
I think if it comes to killing Destiny, he will crowdfund.
He would crowdfund.
Yeah, I mean, he
True.
must make like 30K a month, probably, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, I'd say at least.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
Jesus Christ.
It's scary. I mean, socialism pays pretty good, man.
Hell yeah.
On Twitch, that shit's fucking fire.
Damn.
So that's what's happening.
Guys, I'm becoming a Twitch socialist, just so you know.
Son, of course.
I'm becoming a Twitch socialist, just so that you guys are aware. I am now a Twitch socialist.
Now, of course, people are going to say, "Oh, you said that you should B-word the NRA," which is true.
You did.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's pull mine.
Which was also a bad move.
It's also kind of based too. It's definitely wrong, but you know, both kind of based. Both deserves ban, I think, maybe. This was like not even a week after the Uvalde shooting. So
let's compare what I did to what Hasan did, just to be fair, right? I was wondering.
Wait. We disavow this podcast.
Yeah, that's fair. And I agree with that. I disavow. So there was a big protest outside the NRA.
Damn, Ethan looked like fucking dog shit.
Meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Somebody should All
right. Curb music.
Okay, I'll roll that back.
I immediately was like, that was bad.
So I didn't realize what I said.
This is how bad I look. Shit.
I was like, I felt like I was being silly. I was being joking, but I was like, oh wait, that's neither of those things. So I immediately took it back.
Yeah, I understand that, Ethan. Here's the thing. The other day I went to this really nice play. My wife's friends were playing in it. It was Rent. And I went and I had a good time. And I brought a butt pillow, with the opening in the back, because my tailbone hurts when I sit down. I'm going to acupuncture soon to see if that'll help. And I took a picture of that, and I took a picture of the playbill, whatever it's called. And I made a silly Instagram post. I said, going to the Rent with my best friend. It was the butt pillow. I figured it's a joke for you older fellas. And I said, it helps my butt feel better. Something, I'm paraphrasing. It helps my butt feel better. This way I can get railed by all the... Oh, excuse me. This is what I said. I didn't say that. I said, I just went and saw a play from a bunch of gay dudes and women. The pillow kept my butt feeling good so that I could get tossed around or something by all the guys afterwards. It was and my wife said that's mean, and I had to take that post down. So I kind of feel like my freedom of speech has been stifled by my wife. So, she's communist and she's a Russian asset. But what are you going to do, guys? What are you going to do?
I don't think I ever complained about this suspension. I think was like, yeah, it makes sense. It's fine that I got banned for that one. The Ben Shapiro one, I'll always...
Ethan, just give it to Hasan this time.
It was dumb as fuck.
Right. I mean... To say that you didn't complain, let's be real. Complaining is what you do.
I don't think so. I think I was like, I get
it. But I think your complaint...
I got it.
I think your complaint mostly was the hypocrisy and this is where there is an interesting parallel here, in my opinion, because it was... You said that got clipped, and...
Before the episode was over, I was getting annihilated.
Right. It was immediately all over...
Like, all right, we're taking a break here, guys.
It was all over right-wing Twitter, specifically.
Yeah.
I think your complaint was that, especially at the time, frankly, they've kind of walked back from the whole free speech warrior thing. You don't hear the right... I guess J.D. Vance still is like, we believe in free speech or whatever.
Well, it was just one of the performative questions that they asked Zelensky or Trump about the UK because of memes or something.
But it's so clear that they don't. What
is this?
And everybody has to get into a room, so to speak, and we have to make a deal. And the deal can be made very fast. It should not be that hard a deal to make. It could be made very fast. Now, maybe... somebody doesn't want to make a deal. And if somebody doesn't want to make a deal, I think that person won't be around very long. That person will not be listened to very long because I believe that Russia wants to make a deal. I believe certainly the people of Ukraine want to make a deal. They've suffered more than anybody else.
Yeah, you know who would probably know that more? The leader of Ukraine. But okay.
I feel like they don't push it as much. But at the time, they were like, we are...
I love how hard Trump is on the... a country being invaded by a savage dictator. It's incredible.
The party of free speech, yada yada yada, and then they were jumping down your throat.
Yada.
For saying that. And
but I like to hear.
I believe that you did complain about the hypocrisy of those people.
Also, I was immediately punished, which I accept. Hasan will not ever accept accountability.
Listen, dude.
And he immediately...
Listen, man. Here's my thing. here. I'm not a particular fan of Hasan. I think he's kind of a dangerous voice nowadays. Obviously, he's the kind of person who 90% of what he says is true, and he utilizes that to platform literal terrorists on his stream, and be anti-Jewish dog whistle as people in his chat make fun of babies that are strangled to death. They're Israeli, of course. And the people in the chat say horrible things about that, and Hasan doesn't moderate it. That being said, the guy Hasan made the terrible, unacceptable comment about, of course, was complaining about Medicaid fraud when he used to work for a company that engaged in Medicaid fraud. And additionally, that guy was trying to turn it around and make it seem like it's the people on Medicaid causing the fraud, not the insurance companies, which seem to be the primary, fraud creators, causing the fraud. And so, for that reason, I'm going to keep watching this for money. But Hasan is wrong, okay? This time he's the most wrong ever. Okay, guys, don't listen to him on this one. Don't actually listen to him on this one. That's not my point. My point is Ethan, I don't know, man. Just we'll let this one go, bud. I would just let this one go, doggy boy.
He doesn't pull it back ever. He just goes on like, yeah, no, kill this guy.
Whoa.
Again, what I did was dumb, but I think in Hasan's case, there's a trend, there's a pattern, and it not only exhibits.
It's not worth this one, Ethan.
Exhibited by him, it's exhibited by his community as well, which makes
Yeah.
If anything, it actually tells that Twitch moderation.
I don't know, guys. Listen, here's the thing. I don't think this is helping him. I don't think this is helping Ethan because my thing is that again, I enjoy Ethan. He's paid me for one more. He's paid me for one more defense with the Teddy Fresh I'm wearing. That was the deal as per written. The deal as we wrote together, of course. At the same time, doggy boy, I just would let this one go. It doesn't really seem like this is the thing to live and die on. Because now it's just going to make it seem like maybe Ethan's trying a little too hard. What this guy, Hasan should be banned for what he said, but, based on the context, whatever, doggy. Whatever, dog. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Looking into Hasan, and they saw all the previous shit that he has done before, and they were okay with it. And now, once he said this one particular thing, he's banned.
Well, he took him a week. I think it was just only for a backlash.
But Hasan is on the radar. They know that this is happening. Like, until it was astroturfed to the right-wing Megasphere, I don't know, like Asmongold covered it. They decided to ban him.
Yeah, they've been super aware of it.
Yeah.
But it took them a week. A week.
Wait, what did it?
I don't think it was a week. I think it happened on Friday or Saturday that he said that.
This is from February 28th, which I believe was last Friday.
Damn, Ethan's getting dumpstered right now. That's about a week-ish. No, it's Monday.
Yeah, I think it happened right before Friday's podcast.
So it's over the weekend.
Hold on.
That was like half a week.
Is February one of the short ones? Yeah.
And then I had a hard time the rest of the weekend.
What's that?
I don't know why I felt like I saw it longer ago.
A long weekend,
It was a long weekend, my dude. This was
I could go
posted,
for a long weekend. You know what I mean? Maybe I should start doing death threats again.
No, you've been. No,
we've been on a good run.
We've been on a good run. No. In fact, that was the origin of the button. Maybe it was
it was after the last one.
It was the Ben Shapiro one.
It was one or the other. I don't remember.
These happened pretty close in time to each other, to be honest. Yeah. No,
Here's Hasan crying, shitting, and pissing about it.
Yeah, man, I don't think this is the hill to die on, dog.
Mm-hmm. Let me pull this up. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on. No. Thank you.
No,
Good
that wasn't time
transition.
for that.
He goes, I'm sorry. I'll choose my words carefully next time and say, if Mike Johnson cares about Medicare fraud, he'd call for max punishment for the current Florida GOP senator. Yeah, nobody would fucking have a problem with that, obviously. That's like completely fine. This is what his son does. He goes, what's the big difference? Sorry, I didn't just say criminally.
Dude, this is Ethan. This is not helping you, dude. This is not helping. For real, this is not helping Ethan at all. Ethan was so right when he called out Hasan for like all the the terrorist stuff on Twitch and everything. He was 100% correct about that. Hasan is a bad person who will use like leftist values to justify violence and all that, right? He'll have terrorists on the street, but this is just not the one I would have, this is just not the one I would have went off on. I would have just been like, oh yeah, Hasan got banned, and I would have, honestly, the baller move here, the baller move here from Ethan would have been to just not even talk about this in general. To not even talk about this one specifically. I really think that would have been the correct move here, because I don't think it makes him look good by talking about this, honestly.
Punish him instead of kill him.
But if he had said that, then there would be no.
Nobody would have cared.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You got to be.
He said this.
Maybe he should get a button. Unironically, maybe he should get a button.
I think everyone could benefit from a button, personally.
For real.
Rick Scott tries to. Yeah. I mean, of course, it turns out he just because Rick Scott is a douchebag piece of shit, it doesn't mean that you get to fucking do death threats against elected officials.
Okay. I agree, obviously, with that saying.
Every time you want, like all the time. And your fucking community, there's a bunch of violent freaks, dude.
I 100% agree with everything Ethan's saying. I will say, though, I of course agree. I would never want to get banned. I agree with everything. I will also say that in any society, the lower and middle class can only put up with so much before they start acting a fool, some would say. Maybe Will Smith from the 90s would say that. So it's just that's more of a socioeconomic conversation. That's not really anything that it's not a good thing, obviously, but it's a thing. So just keep that going.
Good.
Hey, what's going on?
And why the hell does anyone let him get away with his fucking avatar being this picture?
Gay guys think he's hot. I'm not even kidding. This is not even a joke. My wife has gay friends. A lot of gay friends. Our best friend is gay. Actually, funny enough, her best friend's husband is also gay. Isn't that incredible? It's incredible. My wife was talking a little bit about some of my work that I do to them, and I cover, Hasan and Ethan stuff, of course, and all that nonsense, and that definitely not terminally online brain rot. And her gay best friend goes like, "Oh, I know him. Him posting the picture of his armpit really got like gay Twitter riled up, because apparently a lot of gay guys like armpits. So that's the truth, you know what I mean? And you know what? There's nothing wrong with liking some armpits. If I could get my shirt off, I'd show you my. You guys want? I could show you my armpit right now, dude. I'll put mine up there too. Here you guys go. What do you guys think, dude? Do I have the Hasan? Am I hitting the Hasan here? Oh yeah, look at me, dude. Oh yeah, I'm looking a little beefy today. Oh yeah, look at my fucking armpit gaze. What's up, dude? So they like that shit though. Gay dudes apparently like armpits. I don't shave my armpits, bro. What are you talking about? I don't shave my armpits. Okay? I just am naturally not very hairy. The hell are you talking about? I shave my armpits. That's insane. You're ridiculous.
It is so gross and cringe. Why are we allowing
James
this?
Charles disagrees. That's all.
Wow,
I
sister snapped.
Hasan, fucking hell.
Yeah, I gotta make that. I gotta make that my Twitter PFP.
No,
I gotta make that my Twitter PFP, guys. You want to do this live? You'll pay me for that? All right. Let's make this a Twitter PFP, guys. Gotta get a good picture of it though. Do I look sexy like a gay guy? Or something? That's a Freudian slip on that one. All right, I did it. I changed it. Enough is enough. Let's get back into it, dude. You guys bullied me enough. Just flow. Let's go.
Stop.
Sorry, babe.
Why are we allowing this? And by the way, he's wearing a Rolex hat. If it couldn't be more obnoxious. Once again, I love Rolex. I wear Rolex.
I was gonna say, you love Rolex.
I know, but he is all about hyper capitalism.
Bro, Ethan, you're crashing out.
Well, yeah, I mean.
And why is this? Why do we allow this?
Why is he crashing out?
This should be illegal. This is fucking cringe.
Sister, this should be illegal?
Levels of cringe.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Am I the only one?
Bro, this is like one of those fucking things. He is the only one. This is one of those scenarios where you kind of like pick your battles. It's one of those scenarios where you gotta pick your battles here. And this is not the battle to pick. This is why people call Ethan obsessed. Most of the time he's right. But this time it's just not worth the energy,
I'm an advocate for free cringe.
There is an article about it says like Hasan knows that you like when he shows you his armpits. There's like a whole article somewhere about
dude,
it.
It is so vile. The people that simp.
Hey, I like armpits, dude. I like girl armpits, but
for Hasan, who are like he's hot, whatever. It's the most pathetic. It's so pathetic. Like holy shit, dude. you have to be, even if you think it's hot, it's so embarrassing. It's so cringe, guys. Please, I'm going to fucking die.
You know what's more cringe than this, Ethan? You know what's more cringe than this, Ethan? You didn't send me a fucking Teddy Fresh hat. I'm bald. Every bald guy wants a hat, dude. Come on.
Just me? Just me?
I don't know.
For me, this is the equivalent of hot tub streaming for politics because he knows that that's a king and he's referring to it like that. The link that I sent, that's actually referring that he admitted that he knows his fans want to see his armpits.
All right, so here's my thing, right? Ethan, they do popular designs, right? They do popular designs, Ethan Klein and all that. I bought can he do this design? If you zoom in, it says, sorry, ladies, I'm taking a shit. I bought this from a Chinese website. 3X. Look at this thing. That's not a 3X. I'm a 3X. So can Ethan maybe make this a Teddy Fresh design? Sorry, ladies, I'm taking a shit. Or something like this, like a meme. Can we do a meme line, Ethan? And send me the meme line. Because this is so much better. Sorry, ladies, I'm taking a shit. It's just so annoying. I mean, I guess Chinese people are tiny. They're smaller. They're not as big as me. Like, I'm a big fucking American piece of dog shit. But I got this from AliExpress, and it's just like, what is this? Like, what the hell? It's fucking insane. Dude, I got a 4X too, and it was still too small. Asian sizes are different? That's preposterous. Ridiculous.
That's it. That's the article. But that's what he does. And I heard him talk about it so many times on the Fear and podcast, wherever Austin would call him out for it, like, why do you do that? And he's just like baiting people to love him with weird James Charles stuff.
Disgusting. I don't understand, dude. I like it when people think I'm hot. Fuck it. I don't care.
Very manipulative with his audience. He's very tactical with the things he says and does. So he appears this way. I'm surprised by your guys' silence on this issue.
on the cringe issue?
I give you guys a pass when it comes to Hasan, but I got to throw the gauntlet down on this one.
What do you want me? Yeah.
This is the one to live and die on? He's being so petty.
I mean, it's a little cringe. I think he's probably being ironic.
Oh, ironic.
Yeah,
that's where my question.
Ironic. Ironic.
Might be irony.
It's not ironic. He's doing it. It's not like I'm ironically going to kill someone. No,
yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. Like, oh, sorry, I ironically like.
It's not ironic when this is your actual avatar for fucking. If he just did it for a picture as a gag, that'd be one thing.
Are we talking about the Rick Scott thing now, or are we talking about the meme?
Been his avatar for like a year.
People are asking for a poll. What should the poll be?
This is unforgivable cringe. He should have
unforgivable cringe is kind of funny.
No audience.
I got more of a problem with the hat. I feel like it's stolen valor, dude.
As a Rolex owner yourself,
capitalists wear their That's capitalist merch.
Yeah, fuck man.
Is Hasan's Twitter profile picture cringe? Is that the question?
Maybe that's the Miralax and Hot Wings. But I feel nauseous.
You feel nauseous?
I think it's probably the Miralax.
Oh, it's probably the Hot Wings.
Okay, so I just want to be very clear. Has Ethan confirmed that he's on Ozempic? Because Ozempic gives you horrible constipation. This motherfucker is on Ozempic.
I need to listen. I have too much anxiety about making polls. I'm so bad. I'm so fucking bad at it. I need your help.
Armpit hair.
Is Hasan's Twitter profile picture cringe? Is that a good?
No. That's what you got.
Yes or no?
Don't lose your confidence.
I'm trying my best.
No, that's fine. That's a good one. I got to close it.
Should there be a third option of yes, but it's not a big deal?
Just say don't care.
Don't care. There you go. Don't care.
That's probably a little better than
strong feelings.
Don't care. Slash.
That's all I have. No strong feelings.
That is utterly insane.
I don't know.
This is unbelievable.
I'm starting the poll.
To me, it's unforgivable. It's so ridiculous.
All right,
let's see the poll. I can't believe it.
Oh, I love the results.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty overwhelming.
I'm not getting it on my fucking feed yet.
80.
Well, good. You can't poison the well with your vote. We don't know how you're going to vote yet.
People already know my passionate support. Oh, man, people always say, where's the poll? I'm getting that now. Here it is. Come on, YouTube, get your shit together. Now it's just showing a blue rectangle. Oh, come on, YouTube, you're dropping the ball.
I sent a screenshot in the Discord.
Okay, here it is. Let's see.
I like Sean's news.
Thank you. That's why I feel like when I sit in here, I am constantly gaslit by you guys.
By us?
80% in the audience acknowledge that this is unforgivable cringe. And I got Nate back there saying I got no problem. Dan back here being like,
problem.
it's a
I said
little
have no
cringe.
opinion. I feel nothing when I see it. That's it.
Socialism is when no armpit, you know.
Exactly.
True.
For sure.
Yeah.
Who's this new girl? What the fuck?
Come on.
Oh, thank you guys. I feel so fucking.
You feel validated.
I think he's hot. What can I say?
At least say that.
I just did.
He did.
I
He's
just
laying
did.
it out.
Should we nuke Israel?
What?
No.
Where do we?
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
Okay, well
See,
then,
You tried to trip him up with that?
I was just trying to see
Damn,
how
you
deep
almost
into
got me,
the
bro.
Hasan poll you were.
Wait.
I almost slipped up.
Wait.
Tested you.
Wait.
You know, obviously, I do support Israel, generally speaking, not everything that they do, but I like having a nice, strong Western presence in the Middle East. You know, we have, values of freedom for, women and children. I'm not a big fan of, arranged marriages and all that. But I will say it is a little bit strange that there are so many, people, conservatives going, oh, why can't Ukraine give us money back? We want money back, which is kind of silly when you think about it, because Ukraine fighting against Russia, we should be paying them for that, because them showing a strong presence against Russia is what would cause the avoidance of World War III. It's been going on since 2014, and we haven't gotten any closer to World War III. So but whatever. But I haven't heard a single conservative ask for their money back from Israel. So I'm just saying, what's up with that? What's up with that, dude? What is up with that? What's going on with that? Like I said, I think we should support our allies, so I'm not really looking for any money back. I mean, us spreading our influence and backing our allies gives more confidence for other people to work with us. That's why we do that. So we kind of pay our money back in reputation. What? You know what I mean? It's like when I go to the sushi place I go to, and they give me free sushi sometimes because they know I spend too much money there, and then especially if they give me free alcohol, I just fucking turn my pockets out. It's kind of like that, What the fuck?
For genocide.
No, he doesn't.
First of all,
he's been clip chipped. He's been clip chipped.
That's just very appropriate soundbite.
Sure, yeah, it's
Terrible.
perfect.
Yeah,
it's very appropriate.
But for the record, you do not support Jenna.
Jenna.
I support genocide.
I support genitalia in my ass.
Jenna. She ruined my life.
Wait, Jenna? Or Jenna?
Genocide?
Yeah. Right, I got where you're going.
I wasn't siding with her.
we don't side with genocide.
Beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
There is some people expressing. See, I feel like I'm in the third category where, like, yeah, it's cringe, but I also don't feel nearly as strongly about it.
Dan, be a fucking man. Tell Ethan he's wrong on this one. Ethan, take the L, dude. I love you. Take the L. Take the L on this one. Take the L. Okay, these are the moments where you got to just let it go, because now, whether you feel justified in your thoughts or whatever, this is what makes people think you're a little cringe and a little obsessed with Hasan. That's all I'm saying. I like Ethan. Send me more Teddy Fresh, please. We liked it a lot. I will say it shrinks the size when you put it in the dryer, so we stopped doing that. But it's maybe a 4x for me, so I could actually dry it. I'm very lazy and I hate taking it out of the dryer. But Ethan, just please let it go. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, come on, dude. You gotta look at this from an optical perspective, and this is the moments that go like, oh, you're a little obsessed, and you're not going to be able to live this one down. And all those people that already disagree with you, they already don't like you. So, you kind of have to be a little extra careful if you're trying to change the thought process here. I'm just saying, you pick your battles, be a little smarter about it. I know you're petty, but sometimes you gotta just kind of suck it off and stroke it down and, rock on it and, kind of hip thrust it and all that. So that's just my advice personally. Just my personal advice.
Are you?
Hey, you don't have to justify it anymore. They're on with me, man. You're wrong. You see gold and white.
Well,
That's
just
who you
because 77% of the audience.
I just feel like, because here's my thing, right? And we do brain rot here too. So I know you could apply this to me and be like, you could say something about you. You got a good point there. All right. Sometimes you got a good point, But I generally try to talk about, I feel like I generally try to talk about a topic like anything, a proportionate amount. If there's an update, I'll talk about it. I might talk about the same thing 5 times in a week, but as long as I feel like there's something to talk about. Seems like Ethan's kind of always going on stream talking about Hasan, and I get it. He's justified. He's valid generally for that. But, I can't imagine he's pulling in a new audience. I can't imagine he's going to pull in a new audience talking about Hasan every other week. It's going to be people that are like, okay, this is getting kind of annoying, or, whatever. So the only reason I'm saying that, I'm just saying, stop it. Maybe you can generate a new audience of people. Because the way Hasan works is Hasan is 90% or even 95% correct, and then 5% actual putting terrorist propaganda on his stream and not moderating his chat while they laugh at Jewish babies being strangled to death. That's maybe 5% of his content. So people go in and they look at his 95% of the time. He's correct and he's writing about everything. It's like, okay, right. It's not necessarily difficult to be right about more left leaning policies. Like, hey, we need like universal like healthcare. Like, no shit. And so they kind of take his word for it when he makes horrific jokes that 5% of the time. Ethan, 95% of the time is talking about Hasan, even if it's not necessarily justifiable. And so I don't think you're really generating an audience, around. I think the only audience you're generating is anti-Hasan, which I don't think is bad, is necessarily all bad sometimes, but take a little break for it, generate some people based on other stuff. And then when you do finally talk about Hasan again, people are going to feel a little more empowered to go like, oh man, this guy's right. I like and trust Ethan, That's all I'm saying.
Audience agrees with you doesn't mean I'm wrong necessarily.
It means you are.
It's a matter of opinion. Cringe is an opinion. It's a state of mind.
Not in this case. That's the thing. That's why I'm getting so upset. In this case, it's not. It's not.
Ela just donated, your wife, Ela just donated $10 and said, unforgivable cringe / gay bait.
That's kind of that, right?
Hey, listen. I'm not going to lie. I like gay baiting too. I flirt with my wife's best friend sometimes. I don't care. It's like almost better because then, I'm not going to fuck a gay dude unless I get really drunk. And my wife says okay and watches. But so like... You know what I mean? It's a way to flirt without, without any problems.
Why do people always yell at me for all this shit? Like, is that not?
I don't know. I mean,
there are probably a lot of girls who like armpits as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
this woman's crazy. I can respect that she's just trying to like give Ethan an out. Like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll just throw pedophilia in there. It's like, what the fuck? You guys are crazy though. You guys are insane.
It doesn't have to be just. Yeah.
But Austin was calling him out for specifically baiting gay people.
Who gives a fuck? Are gay people not allowed to jack off to me? Listen, gay people, I'm going to tell you this right now, brothers and sisters. Well, mostly brothers, because, you're a gay girl. You wouldn't jerk off to me. I like the attention. That's it.
Thank you. It is.
Who gives a fuck, Ethan?
Man. And nobody cares. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I get yelled at when I don't gay bait for doing like, I forget what I did, but something like way less serious than this.
What did Ethan gay bait? Is Ethan talking about when he was like bothering that guy about whether he takes it up the ass or not? I think that's probably a little different, Ethan. What the fuck?
When'd you gay bait?
I mean, I don't know.
Do you remember
you do say that you're 15% gay.
That's not.
But maybe that's
not enough
that's
to
just
sleep
true.
with a guy. Listen, guys, you don't listen, guys.
10% gay.
You got no chance with me.
Right.
You know what would be the best way for me to hook up a dude?
No, how?
15%. I can't. It's too gross. I can't say it. I can't.
No, if you are having doubts, then definitely keep it to yourself.
Oh, and you run it.
Whoa.
I don't know what the fuck that was. That was funny.
Yeah.
Unintelligible.
So he got banned.
Ela says Dan has never been more wrong.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough. I mean, I am feeling that way with this poll result.
You're running defense for big arm.
Papaka, you should debate Nuxor on politics. You talk about that weird lolly dude. Sure, I guess. I just don't think he would ever take the debate because that's not what those kind of people do. They don't debate. They just say dumb shit to their dumb fucking audience. That's constantly wrong. And then they end up just get like idiots are like, yeah, that's true. They just fucking, sputter around their assholes.
I'm just, let's talk about the real issues.
Yeah,
the political and economic state of the world is Jaden.
Exactly.
I'm Jaden Smith-Bill.
Let's not show our armpits. Let's talk about political issues. That's what we're talking about.
Like, the political and economic state.
Bro, I'm a sucker for an armpit. I'm not gonna lie.
The world.
There you go. That's how I feel.
I'm not even kidding right now. I'm like, it's actually fucking concerning. Like, shit. Like, I mean, like, I like boobs and I like butts and I like hips and I like legs and I like feet and like I like noses. It's also kind of one of my things, and I like thick eyebrows. But I like a good armpit too, man. A good armpit can really get unexpected, And here's my thing about a good armpit, okay? Because I'm going to talk about it now. Now we're a little bit. We're doing it now. When a girl shows off her boobs, it's like, okay, duh. Like that's obviously you're looking for attention. But there's something about the armpit where like girls aren't usually showing those off for attention, and so it's like it's still modest. You know what I mean? It's still it's still modest, and it's something a little sexy about the modesty. Okay, you know, especially if it's got a little bit of turf on it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. There might be something right with it. There might be something correct about it. I think there is something correct about it. You know, I'd say something wrong with that, baby. My general rule of thumb is I don't mind any hair as long as it's not as much as mine on a girl. That's my thing. You know, mustache too. You know, so girls have mustaches and beards sometimes, especially PCOS queens. PCOS queens. You know, live and let live, baby. As long as it doesn't get as long as mine, I don't give a fuck. You know, so do your thing. You know, put some grass on that court. Let's see those pits, girl. Well,
he's the one that created this environment.
We talk about what's going on with.
That's why his should just be like, I'm a serious guy doing serious political commentary. Why you got to lead with armpit hair?
Like
that's where this goes. That's how serious he takes this.
That and like claiming that you're doing journalism and you're like helping everyone for.
See if she. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it.
10 years advocating for Palestine, like this.
No.
For a year on your profile pic.
This girl's like Ukrainian. That makes sense why she hates Hasan. Hasan seems to be very happy with Russia and what they're doing. So
no,
it's just cringe.
Thank you.
I do have armpit hair. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Thank you.
Stop calling me a girl.
I hear you.
Pissing me off.
Oh, we're gonna get hummus tonight.
Oh, it's 4:06. We're 6 minutes over.
That means we start.
You're the one who
next
said
episode.
it. There you go. There's the closing music.
Tim, so apparently this was going viral on Twitter, conservative Twitter, which is what I've been waiting for. Not even with this, but like
Ethan, you got to replace that tick, you know. And maybe I'm ignorant to your ticks, but I generally have the ability to like choose sometimes my ticks. Like, what am I gonna do? You know, I got different things. You know, so you got to do the coughing one. Sometimes though, I think one of my worst ticks is when I stop breathing. It's a weird tick, but I can't even explain it.
With all the terrorist shit that Hasan's been doing, with his previous one with Tom Cotton, I feel like nobody gives a fuck. Ben Shapiro, for example, who I feel like this is tailor-made culture war shit, never brought up the Israel ban, the Twitch Israel ban. How is that possible?
It was during a weekend.
That's
so
it.
He was busy.
Maybe they didn't want to support you.
It could be. It could
you confused them all.
But they don't even have to mention me because if it's like Twitch blocked Israel, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd be. Did Ben Shapiro not talk about that? I mean, I'm surprised about that, but I don't see how that has anything to do with Hasan.
I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised.
Oh, she's a Ukrainian refugee. She shared her harrowing story a few weeks. Damn, that's so sad. Is she still in Ukraine?
That they haven't been there, but Tim Pool's on. By the
oh, he had. Yeah, but this every time I watch this guy, he's fucking coughing. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Ethan is on Ozempic, okay? He's already got GERD, and now he's on Ozempic, and it gives you heartburn, and so he's fucking himself up. All right, Ethan, have a yogurt. Have a probiotic.
By the way, he said, big shout out to the right-wing free speech lovers. Bro, free speech doesn't mean saying to kill people. That's like explicitly the one thing you can't do in free speach.
Exactly. You just have to say you're going to deny them of resources until they die themselves, like conservatives are trying to do with Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security.
You can't incite violence, my.
Oh, she's in Canada? Oh, okay.
My friend, that's not free
speech. But fuck, isn't she just with them?
Speech. Why are you so dumb? Now you sound like one of them. When you did obviously wrong and you start crying free speech. You're actually doing the right-wing grift thing right now, dude. Just say you were wrong and move on, armpit boy.
Yeah, get some omeprazole, Ethan. What the hell's the matter with you?
Dog shit armpit, idiot.
It's also kind of weird, like he does this DUI and immigrants card, he pulls it immediately, like you are talking about me wanting to kill a person when there is
I didn't even get that far.
Another
I don't know, dude. I think I don't know, dude. I think Ethan needs a better PR here. Ethan, he gets pushback from some of these people, but now with this girl, this Ukrainian who hates Hasan justifiably, probably because just Hasan justifies Russia's occupation of Ukraine. I think we need some better PR here, buddy. You need somebody a little less biased.
issue there. Like
two things at once paradox.
Yeah, he says it to right-wingers as well, which is like you cannot threaten people to kill them even if you're advocating for DEI. Like, good job on that part, but let's not kill other people.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but he's thinking about going to Gaza.
I don't know if you know this, but he stopped thinking about it.
Why is that not here? I want to see the clip of when he stopped.
I sent it.
He had,
I sent it in the.
oh, you did? It's got,
Yeah,
edit? Okay, I guess we're way down. AB and Lena aren't here because the medical family emergency came up, and Olivia's not feeling well, so we're short-staffed today. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at
Big shout out to the right-wing free speech lovers who took time out of their day. I mean, again, it's just a tweet. It's not taking time out of their day. Screaming about DEI and immigrants to cry about this. Like, it's totally irrelevant. He's literally just inciting these things to be like, actually, they're bad guys. Did you guys know that they're bad guys?
He's like.
It's totally unrelated.
I'm anti-war. I'm like, I want to save homeless people, and that's why I want to kill this certain person. Like, I
don't know if he's defrauding Medicare. It definitely deserves to live. That's my take.
don't know like how it correlates together.
I just remembered something that's great.
I don't know, guys.
I saw a TikTok of a Hasan fan being like, he's done more for Kendrick Lamar for the city of LA.
Yeah.
Please find that. That one is so fucking iconic.
I have that soundbite.
Oh,
Did we talk about that on the show at some point?
No, I don't think so.
We had it in there, but maybe we just never got there.
Unfortunately, Hasan is no longer considering going to Gaza. Unfortunately, he gathered all the clout and all the goodwill, but now he's quietly. He wasn't going to mention it until somebody asked, but he was forced.
Oh, I thought. I thought that he was going to go there or something. Wasn't he going to do advocacy or some bullshit there? I thought that seems like something he should be doing. Isn't he an on-the-ground journalist?
Forced to concede.
Anti-Semitic. Wait, everyone, he's thinking about going to Gaza, thinking about it. Bro doesn't want to watch the nuke and address the elephant in the room, yet squeezes and milks every moment once Ethan brings up your name. Talk about the allegations, red flag, red flag, red flag. Come on. This one is too stupid as a foot soldier for you to ban them like this, okay? The thinking about going to Gaza thing is also kind of stupid.
Sorry, that shit's hilarious, and I will never fucking change my mind on
Did he actually say he was going to go to Gaza? Or
that.
I mean, he should. Isn't he supposed to be like a fucking reporter? Like, what the hell?
And
he could do tons of like Hamas propaganda. What the hell?
Or we need to ride that soundbite all the way to Valhalla,
dude.
All the way into the afterlife.
Actually considering genuinely going to Gaza.
It does not get better.
Because I was invited by literal fucking journalists.
What does it matter if they're literal journalists? Anyone could be a journalist. All you got to do is pick up a camera and take some fucking pictures.
Oh my God, Ethan's crashing out there.
And sell them to the AP. Anybody could do that.
That's the problem sometimes.
That is kind of that's kind of a problem. But okay, he was invited by general. Okay, I gotta stop pausing it.
The foot soldier for you to ban them like this, okay? The thinking about going to Gaza thing is also kind of stupid because I was invited by literal fucking journalists that work in Gaza, okay? And I unfortunately most likely will not be able to go because
he's working and like he's bosses of his ass.
People that I did talk to said that they could not give me security assurances that Israel would not.
That's why it's fucking admirable. That's the whole point, you dumb fuck. If it was
shit, I wouldn't go either.
Perfectly safe, everyone could go there and it wouldn't be admirable. You wouldn't be risking anything at all. That's why people are saying he's actually considering going to Gaza like it's a good thing because it's risky. What do you mean? Did you think that they could promise you security assurance in the middle of a war zone to begin with? What the fuck does that even mean? It's insanely pathetic. Somebody please.
Dude, Ethan, this got to stop.
It's unbelievable.
Bro, if I turn TikTok on tomorrow and I see people like going up, here's another Ethan crash out, I'm just gonna be like, you Ethan, you stupid asshole, what are you doing? This is on you, buddy. At this point, it's on Ethan with this crash out. It's not justifiable.
Unbelievable. That's why it's good. What do you mean they couldn't give you insurance?
Like, I think something to keep in mind for everybody is that when you're right, it doesn't necessarily matter all the time. You know what I mean? Like, imagine talking to it is funny, I will say that, but imagine you talking to your wife and like, your wife makes a mess of your car, right? She gets Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks and she eats something, then she just throws the paper garbage on the floor and then water bottles and she throws them in the car and then there's water bottles everywhere. And then let's say you get in the car and you're like, wow, my car's a little dirty. And she's like, well, that was you. It's not worth the fight. You know what I mean? No, listen. What I'm saying is that like people call Ethan fucking crazy and say he's crashing out and that he's obsessed with his son, and like stuff like this is what gives them validity to those statements, And so all I'm saying is that from like an optic perspective, he just shouldn't really give a fuck about this one. It just kind of comes off as him, whinging about Hasan. So.
I also wanted to give
Sorry, guys. I'm not going to this war zone unless they can put me in a perfect bubble of protection. That's why war journalists are fucking cool and why we like them. Sorry, Gali, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. When I first heard it, I was immediately in my mind, I draw a parallel where this guy is advocating for Ukraine to knee down to the bully, as he said, quote, or like just sign a peace deal, it's going to be all right, just sign a ceasefire, just stop the war and everything, when the only thing why Ukraine cannot sign that is because they do not have security assurance. And that's why like the whole peace deal cannot be made, because Ukraine does not have a security assurance, and he understands
The fuck are you talking about?
that for himself. That's why he cannot go to Gaza, but he doesn't understand it for the whole country in some universe.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like
Oh, did he say that? Is that what Hasan said? That he understands that? Because last I heard, he was justifying Russia taking over Crimea like a dumb asshole bitch.
Narcissistic stuff where he's like, oh, I actually just realized it's really dangerous when the war is there. I didn't know about that before. Yes, I need some security.
Shit, I'm fucking farting right
It's
now.
so fucking stupid. And then his
So
fans watch this and they eat it up. Oh, and I love how he leaves the door open. He's like, I might probably not go. It's like, shut up, bitch. We all knew you were never gonna go because you are a fucking baby who's not.
This is not really feel that way. Yeah, so like at the beginning of this whole conflict, or not the beginning, I guess really, in 2022. Hasan justified the annexation of Crimea, saying that it used to be Russia's, blah, blah, blah. Crimea is generally considered Ukrainian territory, and it got its independence from Russia, quite some time ago. And so, like, Hasan, like, again, it's just about being anti-West to Hasan, just to be clear. That's why this woman probably fucking hates Hasan.
Not willing to risk anything for this cause. Anything of substance for socialism or for Gaza or anything. You just want to sit there, jerk off, collect money, hoard money, fucking live in a lap of luxury, hyper consumerism, and just like, what a grift, man.
That's what I want to do, dude. I'm so real when I say that. I know this is so terrible because you really need to raise my taxes. I'm gonna be real with you. I think that it would be good, and we need to have universal healthcare. But I really just want to I want to go to Disney like multiple times a year. I want to make so much money, and I want to just go to Disney, and I want to take my wife on vacations, and I want to have babies, and I want to just not give a fuck and have all of my not even basic needs met, all of my unnecessarily ridiculous expenditures met. I want to own a Dodge. I want to own $100,000 Dodge Challenger. That's the most amount of money that I want to spend on my car, and I want to have like a little house or in Florida. I'm like, fuck. It's just, I know that's not right. But I'm just being fucking real. I'm just being fucking real with you guys.
Holy fuck.
Gaza thing is also kind of stupid because I was invited by literal fucking journalists that work in Gaza.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
most likely, I don't understand what's the big confusion. I'm talking.
Hell yeah, Papa in a Hellcat. Papa in a Hellcat. Papa with a thick ass white wife. Papa with high blood pressure. Papa is afraid of dogs. Papa doesn't have a dad. Papa loves chicken. This is not a joke, by the way. Possibly his favorite food. Shit, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? You understand what I'm saying right now. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Talking about Russia and Ukraine, they had like tons of ceasefires, and Putin violated it every time.
The confusion is that Hasan doesn't believe it, but doesn't believe in it. He believes that Ukraine violated all the ceasefires. That's what he said on Leftovers, by the way.
He did?
Yeah, he did say that Ukraine was the one who violated Minsk agreements, and actually, he has a reoccurring theme whenever he says like, yeah, Ukraine should have just signed the deal in 2022 when Russia sent like their, I don't know, like 2 juniors who doesn't know shit about anything, who didn't make any decisions to Istanbul, and that was the day where the ceasefire would be signed. Zelensky just wouldn't go for it.
Bro, he is so pathetic.
Which, by the way, like if I talk about it, those were in the same period that Bucha massacre documents and like all when the Russian army stepped away from Bucha, and you could see how many people were raped, were massacred, were shot to the head, how many civilians died.
And that's what I'm saying. Hasan is just very anti-West. He doesn't give a fuck about anything else.
They were like, yeah, Ukraine should have just kneeled and just like gave up on some sovereignty. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. I'm not even kidding, bro. I think people thought I was joking, or that like, I said it the other day on my on the stream, and I posted it. I'm 100% down for endless war, dude. Like, fuck it. Like, let's stop pretending. Like, why do we all have to pretend and virtue signal? Oh, that's so bad. War's bad. Yeah, no shit. War is bad. You know what else is bad? Invading someone else's country, occupying 20% of their country, and then violating every ceasefire. Russia. Russia is bad. Russia is antithetical. They assassinate political opponents. Let's just so if if Ukraine, if those people want to fight, which they do, give them as much money as they want for free. They're doing us a service. It keeps the war from coming any closer to us. Give them as much money as we want. Give them fucking lasers. And let them fight for as long as they want until Russia slowly dwindles down because they're getting their ass beat by Ukraine. Fuck it. Stop being a goddamn coward about it.
Oh, that's like his quote. You need to kneel to the bully sometimes.
Fuck that, dude.
You need to the bully.
Fuck that, bro. Fuck that.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't even know. You know what always gets me a little bit with Russia? Is people think Russia is so badass. It's one of the world's superpowers. You know what the entire history of Russia is? Being too cold to go into. That's it. The entire history of Russia is, that's chilly. There's never a time where Russia actually does anything. They're fucking weak. It's just a little too chilly for people to invade. And so people are like, I'm going to try it. Hey, I got better shoes today. Let's try it. And then, a storm comes and everybody's like, oh, well, let's just wait for the storm to take care of our enemies. These cucks don't do anything. Oh, they take ice baths. Oh, wow, they take ice baths. That's crazy. Okay, that's fun. I'm literally shitting my pants. All right. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, Joe Rogan. Ice bath. That's so tough. That's so tough. Okay, try being constipated. Fucking ice bath. Try sitting on the toilet rocking back and forth while you try to fucking get the right angle on a spine dagger piece of shit coming out of your ass. All right. There's also, they're so tough. Bro, they're fucking cringe. Get out of here.
Just to shut up.
I don't know what. Dude, he's such a
poo-poo, pathetic poo-poo
such a
wiener.
crybaby, too.
Such a
That's Hasan for you guys. Let's all fucking cheer Hasan on. He once considered going to Gaza. He unfortunately is no longer considering because it might be a little dangerous in a war zone. Who would have thought? I'm surprised he got his way out to Skid Row. Crime happens there. They couldn't give me... I wanted to go out to Skid Row, but they couldn't give me security.
I got a Skid Row on my fucking ass. Hey.
He did change the car for that one.
He did.
Yeah.
That's
he didn't
crazy.
go in his Porsche. He's like, the Porsche's too small. No, I have that exact
shit. I'm gonna get a Hellcat.
car. It's surprisingly spacious. There's a whole back
didn't
seat.
lock the car door, of course.
Trunk. Shut up.
I love her so much.
Likely will not be able to go because
what's so goddamn annoying? With the Kia, I have a Kia Sportage. I actually like the car a lot. Fingers crossed, it's going all right so far. Got 4,000 miles on it, so. But can I just tell you, first of all, this fucking Kia app sucks ass. It logs you out every 5 minutes. I've shut the app down. Oh, you gotta log back in. Great, that's exactly what I want now. Second of all, the Kia Sportage doesn't lock itself. I used to have a Kia Soul. You left the car after maybe a minute, it locks itself. Oh, cool. This one doesn't. It just tells you on the app, hey, your car's unlocked. Oh, well, fucking lock it, asshole. So I got to go into the app. I got to re-log into the goddamn thing all over again. And there you go. Then it works. It's just a pain in the fucking balls. It's ridiculous.
the people that I did talk to said that they could not give me security assurances that Israel would not fucking kill me or anyone really, because Israel is not allowing Western journalists to enter the Gaza Strip, by the way.
Ray Lyrt says, this donos for Ethan as an apology for using ad blocker. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's very nice.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And listen, we try to be really fair with the ads. If you guys do watch ad blocker, what can I do? But a lot of shows will.
I'm just gonna be clear. I am so incredibly unfair with my ads. And I just, by the way, just so you guys know, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I have my ads set to as aggressive as possible every stream, and I'm so sorry. I recommend YouTube Premium, but you know what? Your boys got to get paid, so I put them on aggressive. You see this? I'm gonna show you right here, brother. I fucking manually every time I go in there, I put them on aggressive. I love you guys to death. You know what? My memberships are $2. I don't go too crazy on the plugs. You know, I'm not a big donations guy. I'm more of an ad revenue guy. So here's my thing. Hey, my memberships are $2. Do you pay any more of the memberships? So you get nothing else extra. You guys know that already. For people who give me more, that's awesome. You know, that's awesome. But you know, fuck you. Watch an ad, bitch. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. You're not bitches, but watch an ad. Watch a fucking ad, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think $2 a month. That's not bad. You get $2 a month. You get to be a Papa Gut guy. You know, I gotta take this hat off. I'm getting itchy. Oh my god, where'd my hair go? It's incredible. So that's just how I do. You know, dude, I love premium. I have family premium, and I put August on it. Just kidding. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't care. Somebody's gonna give a shit.
Argue with ads. We do one every like 30 minutes.
No, fuck that.
Except in the very beginning, we do like 15 and 30. That's it, right?
I guess they do manual ads. I just put them on aggressive. Fuck you.
What?
It's every 20 is normally.
Okay, I mean, that's still a lot. I think that's pretty good. Every 20 minutes? When do you ever get that long between commercial breaks?
And it's a 5-second ad usually.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, celebrate with me, Dan.
I just want to be accurate.
Okay.
Think about that.
I want to lie.
I thought it was 30.
Okay?
I guess
it's not even.
My bad.
It's not even because like Hamas is scary and they're going to kill you or whatever. That's not the fear. That's not the problem there. The problem is Israel could fucking nuke you at any moment, and America will apologize.
Bro, you know, I just feel like listen, even if you're pro-Palestine, God bless, nothing wrong with that. Let's all admit that that obviously Hamas is more dangerous than Israel. Right? Like they're in more desperate scenarios or whatever. Why wouldn't they be more dangerous? I don't understand. I don't understand. But you know what? Fuck me. Yeah, fuck them.
Apologize to Israel for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a war zone. It's dangerous. That's why it's cool.
Where'd the war zone thing go?
Like I could go to fucking I could go to Italy. Does that make me a hero? No, because it's safe and it's a normal place to go. Hey guys, I'm going to Italy. He's actually thinking of going to Italy.
Let me tell you, I've never considered going to Italy. Fuck that. What's in Italy? Oh, there's a tower there. Cool, and some rude people. Wow, great.
Are you actually thinking of going to Italy?
No.
You were thinking about going to it.
I'm thinking of going to Europe one time. Getting it all done. Going. All right. That was all right. And then being done with it. I got no fucking interest.
Remember you were.
I was
thinking
actually. I was. I realized.
You're
they couldn't
actually
give me-
considering going to Italy?
I realized I didn't have security assurances, so I had to cancel.
Well,
those Italians,
Little
are
hypocritical.
dicey folks.
I
used
What's up, Stink? Is this for me? What'd you get? Ooh, that's good. That's hot. How are you doing, my love? Let me see your ass. Nice. That's good. All right.
It's premium, so I don't see ads that much. I don't really know, but I have premium on all my accounts. I love the premium.
Me too, dude.
Yeah, I can recommend it.
And use the music, the YouTube music?
No, I don't even use the...
Because that to me like seals the deal.
Dude, honestly, just...
I don't think I use YouTube music, but I listen to music at the gym from YouTube. I just look for what I want. I play it, and it kind of does a decent job of figuring out what I want to listen to.
Ad block on the phone and the pop-out window is all worth it.
You don't have to pay for Spotify or any of that shit.
Well, I like Spotify. I've used the same Spotify.
Okay, I mean, if you don't care, but like that's $20 or something a month. How much does it cost you?
I don't even know.
10, 15, 20? I don't know.
I don't notice it, so whatever.
Yeah.
America will apologize to Israel for it. But yeah, no, it's such a laughable thing, dude. It's such a laugh.
It's like he can't even concede like, okay, maybe I was a little ambitious with that. It's like, no, I am heroic. I am heroic for considering going.
By the way,
I maybe might still go.
this man called Dylan Burns a war pervert because he went to Ukraine to
Oh, yeah. I watched the Dylan Burns thing. Dylan Burns thoroughly fucking decimated Hasan. It was insane.
interview people there about him. He's
I have a reaction to it.
war pervert.
Dude.
But he is a hero for considering going somewhere.
He is gross.
Gross, dude.
I
You
forgot
see
he
his
said that.
armpits?
Dylan
Bleh.
Burns, he went to like the front line during the war to do war journalism, without security guarantees, mind you. You know what I mean? They didn't issue him a missile thick tank
Is YouTube music included on YouTube Premium?
that could withstand nuclear explosions. That's what Hasan wants.
Bro, I unironically listen to Bloody Tears for workouts. So I'm not even joking. It's not even a joke. Let me see if I just go to my YouTube because I use my regular YouTube for it. My let's see. You come in here.
He's like, unless they can get me a tank, okay, that can withstand
A
nuclear
tank,
explosions.
unless they can get me a tank top so that I could show off my armpits to the fucking citizens of Gaza. I ain't going.
I will not be going to Gaza.
He's too tall for a tank.
How can we give?
That might actually be true. They're very
Yeah.
very tight in there.
But then, how, okay, so what kind of security?
My wife's a tank then. She's right there.
Security assurances can we give Hasan? What can we do for him?
That's a problem.
Iron Man suit? Like, what can we do? What's
Captain America, like
the shield? Captain
yeah.
America.
Vibranium.
Yeah.
You know that
Maybe like a Captain Houthi pirate would be pretty cool.
that Captain America is a character that you can play in the
nope.
hero team-based shooter, officially licensed by Marvel Studios, set in the multiversal battlefield where iconic heroes and villains clash in indestructible environments,
you're
featuring a
reading
diverse
something.
roster of legendary characters, blending strategic,
being
cooperative
paid? What
gameplay
are
and
you
cutting-edge visuals called Marvel
Hit the Warzone,
Rivals.
Nate.
Were you aware? Are you aware that you could
Is this an ad they have?
play him in that?
Where can you get it then? It sounds so interesting.
Oh, it's available on all platforms now.
Oh, interesting. I will
Use code Dan.
download it tonight. Thank you.
This is a fucking unironic Marvel Rivals plug. That's crazy.
See how easy that was?
Yeah, that wasn't hard
See
at
how
all.
easy that was, Ethan?
No, it wasn't easy, and frankly, I don't know why you did that.
Why he did it? He wants people to play the game. What do you think?
Did we find that tweet about the girl who was like, yeah, here it is. This
Okay.
girl, again, she is so Hasan fan coded. This is like the most Hasan fan thing ever.
And she's not coded. She is a fan of Hasan, just to be clear. Like
She
she
is
has
explicitly
multiple videos.
Her and the other dude.
Yeah, they're like praising him.
Who the fuck's the other dude?
So it's not like a theory. It's like it's been proven. She's a fan. Like
Yeah. So listen to
Was that like in contention? I don't know. Okay.
this. Nate, you're going to love this as a fan of
I
Kendrick.
heard it.
You
Since
saw
we're
it.
having Kendrick realizations, I just realized something else. And that's that. Hasan Piker, the guy who analyzes politics on Twitch for like 8 hours every day, quite literally has done more to help the incarcerated population of Los Angeles than Kendrick Lamar.
And the
I don't really understand what that means.
reason that she says this is that he went and filmed himself for content with ads talking to prisoner firefighters. He didn't do anything for them. He just talked to them
I thought didn't he give him Teddy Fresh?
and asked them a bunch of leading questions about socialism.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just feel like this is just not the This is just not the time to fucking fight on this, huh?
And then went home to his mansion.
You know what he said to them when he went to them? He said that he's closer to incarcerated people than he is to he's closer to them than he is to Jeff Bezos.
He says, I'm closer to your guys' condition than I'm closer to Elon Musk.
Yes.
And he says that shit all the time to make himself seem like.
Well, I guess dollar wise, yeah, but value of life or quality of life wise, his quality of life is almost identical to Elon Musk's.
Every day.
Can you believe like you're
Elon Musk is fucking rich, right? We all know that. You go home to a mansion with a housekeeper. People cook for you. You sleep in a clean bed. You have all your needs cared for. You have a retirement fund. Why the fuck would you go to a incarcerated person's face and be like, actually, me and you are the same? It's like, this is pathetic, dude. Oh my God.
Not only that person is in prison, they've been a firefighter in LA fires
Pull it up.
for like past 48 hours. And
Shit, would they go to prison?
yeah, he's like, I'm closer to you guys than I'm to Elon Musk. I don't know.
Bro, be so real for a minute. Quality of life wise, not true. If you go by like certain dollar amount, which obviously doesn't mean anything at a certain point, quality of life, you are way closer to
true.
Elon Musk than you are to them. These people live in cells, man. Pull it up. And by the way, this was like a trending story. This was like viral about the prison firefighters. And again, I spoke about this. And you can see when he talks to them, a lot of them, the guys are not really down. Like they seem grateful because it is a wholesome program. It's a good program. Everybody's happy with it. The state needs firefighters, and these guys are looking for real world experience. They're looking for work.
Well, yeah, they also get some time off of their the prison sentence. I think it's a good thing. It kind of gets into an interesting conversation though, because it's good on the one hand, but I don't know how California works. I don't know. It seems like my understanding, I mean, it depends. Like if they had paid firefighters, this could potentially push out those paid firefighters because it could be considered some kind of slave labor. If they have volunteers, it could potentially push out other volunteers that haven't committed a crime. But if they have a dwindling like desire of people actually doing this, then it could be a really great way to plug in the gap. Obviously, non-criminals should get like the job first if they're, not in jail. But at the same time, if it's filling in a hole, maybe it's a good thing,
And people have to.
Well,
I
then
think
it
it's
is a good thing.
competitive,
Not
even
maybe.
in the prison system, to get.
Not maybe it is.
assigned to this program. So it's like everybody in the program seems happy, but then it's like, actually, did you ask Hasan? And like, again, his socialist brain makes no sense. He goes, actually, you guys should be getting paid the same wage as anybody. It's like, well, then they wouldn't fucking hire incarcerated people. They just hire normal people.
Well, yeah, but that would be like, again, I don't know if they get paid, but like by this logic, but like you're supporting some kind of potential slave labor. It's something to think about. Then again, you could argue that it's a really positive thing for their mental health and their ability to feel more community oriented, and helps them get out of prison with like a positive rap sheet, because like, okay, I went to prison, but I was a firefighter the entire time. There's a lot of shit there.
There would be no opportunity. Do you think that they would hire them if they had to pay them the same amount as other firefighters? No.
This is why Ethan should just like let this go, because right now this whole stream, he's just like, in my opinion, he's just kind of like missing the mark on the Hasan criticism. His Hasan criticism in general is like solid, but if you're really trying to change people's perspectives on Hasan and like kind of almost de-radicalize them, I don't know. This stream kind of just feels unnecessary. And the stream, the stream had 3 hours of, or 2.5 hours plus of non-Hasan content. They didn't even need this. Honestly. It's just, it might be a nice watch, and I'm sure people enjoyed it. I'm not saying they don't, but if your goal is to try to get people on your side, I don't think that this one helps.
They would hire people that can actually fucking make a schedule and go to work whenever they want.
Before Hasan comes and says that he's being clip-chimped for this particular link that I just sent, that's the link that he retweeted himself.
Ooh!
That was like his own tweet, yeah.
Chimp these nuts, armpit boy. Okay. All right, anyway, let me finish this because I'm getting ahead of myself.
The guy who analyzes politics on Twitch for like 8 hours every day, quite literally, has...
Go, can you please find a necklace with a smaller...
Some fans aren't watching Ethan anymore. Yeah, I understand. Okay. I understand that. I get what you're saying. But like, my thing is, okay, I don't think he cares anymore. People can just stop watching. I understand that too. Listen. That's totally fine. All I'm saying is this, in general, if you want to build your credibility back and expand your audience, pull that audience into you, he has plenty of other entertaining content to pull in. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think that he needs to constantly go on about Hasan, because I think that it'll have more impact if he waits for the times where Hasan like really makes a mistake.
Pendant. I am not impressed. What are you trying to block a bullet hitting your heart? What is this? Why is it so big? Can we please grow up? No, nothing.
I don't have any problem with her pendant.
It's way fucking too big. It is crying out for attention. She is such an attention seeker. It's unbelievable.
Done more
Is this like a bit where he just overreacts to this Warzone segment?
to help the incarcerated population of Los Angeles than Kendrick Lamar.
Imagine actually. So, and then
Hasan?
I know a lot about Kendrick Lamar because I'm a fan.
I don't, because he's black. No, I'm just kidding.
That dude has been silently donating millions of dollars into the Compton, to the urban life school systems. This guy does so much charity, and he's so involved with the community in LA. It's actually fucking laughable that this girl would go out on TikTok. And look how right she thinks she is too. She's like really thinks she's doing something.
It's so cringe.
It's so embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. In her defense, she probably thinks Hasan's cute and like hopes that if she can become a big like pro Hasan influencer, that maybe he'll fuck her. But Hasan hates black people, so I don't think that'll happen.
She did delete this.
You guys saw how he treated Gideon, am I right, guys? And have been preached.
Apologize, right?
No, her apology was bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Her apology was like, okay, fine, but like, it's really...
Yeah, there's so much energy being put into the anti-Hasan content, it starts becoming off-putting. Yeah, that's what I mean, dog. Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. He's a bad person, but I feel like, you got to pick your battles sometimes if you want to win the propaganda war. No, not propaganda, but if you want to kind of like win the, if you want to kind of win the battle.
Said something that I thought so. She goes that route. It just tells you something. That
Oh, no.
Like, it's just a total stupid fucking...
It's sad that it could have been real.
I hope she's not from LA, because if you're from
doubt
LA
it.
and you say that, that's absolutely
There's
crazy.
no shot she's from LA.
I think she is.
Really?
Yeah,
That's just
I don't
next levels of
remember, but
pathetic.
I don't want to. Yeah, but I think she is. Yeah.
She probably lives in the white part of LA. You know how it is.
Dude,
oh, what
that
it is,
so
ho?
sad.
What's up?
Yeah, she is, because I remember seeing her helping the LA fire victims.
All
So
right,
yeah, I think she's
very
from
good
the
for her.
area.
She's done more for LA than Kendrick. So,
damn, that's what
why
I'm
does it need to
saying,
be a
dude.
competition anyway? Why like why are you trying to shit on Kendrick Lamar exactly?
Dude, she wants that the Hasan Pinor.
What the fuck did he do even? Just trying to... She's such an attention seeker. You could tell by how big her fucking pendant is, Dan. Look at the size of that thing.
The pendant is Not really.
You can
What's
play
that issue
cornhole
here?
with that thing, man. So that circle's so big.
Watch in a year, Ethan's gonna have a giant pendant.
I'm super independent. Collections, bigger the better, baby.
He's gonna have a Christian pendant soon. You watch.
Special
Flava Flav is my inspiration.
Piker has done
Piker.
more to help the unhoused population of Los Angeles.
Let me say it again for the people in back. If you're not cringing hard enough.
Why isn't
Can I just say that the Chinese subtitles make it so much funnier?
What's with the Chinese subtitles?
She does subtitles
She
for
trying to
her
does she think Chinese people are going to watch her content?
on Instagram. I don't know, maybe.
This is so Hasan fan coded. It makes me, and it's so funny that they think Chinese people are going to fucking watch this shit.
Maybe she posted like on Red Note or something. I don't know,
That would kind of make sense.
but it was from Instagram.
Love that. Let's get the CCP up on this.
Then Kendrick Lamar. Yes, he was out there with Water Drop. Shout out Sade Elizabeth. I love you. Go follow
Says
Sade
USC.
Elizabeth.
Oh wow, she goes to USC. So she's like in the urban landscape. USC is like right in the urban center of LA, pretty much. That's fucking pathetic. That's so embarrassing. Oh my goodness.
However, this is a problem. You don't see the problem with this. I'm not happy about this. I'm not. I'm actually pissed that this is the reality that I.
These are the people on Twitter telling me to kill myself. This is the people calling my wife a baby killer. It's
Damn, dude.
That's her right there. That's what they are. That's what they look like. Fucking hysterical weirdos that are obsessed with Hasan. And will excuse any of the most obscenely fucking pathetic shit and wear the biggest, most obnoxious pendants. Right, Dan?
No.
You hate that pendant.
I don't care about the pendant. Stop talking.
I don't know, dude. I think I support the pendant hate. I support it. Fuck it, dude.
Now I'll
replace Dan.
Really fascinated by why you
Just kidding. I want to keep building my brand.
care so much about the pendant.
So-
I could say the same for you.
I think it's funny.
Why is Dan getting genuinely upset by this? It's actually fucking hilarious.
And then now I think it's interesting that you're so off put by it.
It's just so relevant. She can wear a big pendant.
Bro,
It's
I
not
always
an
make jokes
issue.
like this. And by the way, no, she can, but should she?
Well, it might
Maybe
be
she
made
should.
of jade.
What if it's made of jade?
Bro, this is actually insane. Ethan's pissing off Dan. This is so funny. He's like genuinely pissed off by this segment. This is so funny.
Yeah, it might be jade.
It's brown. What's not made of jade?
Some jade.
Jade?
Hear this guy. Some jade.
You show me some brown jade.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll show you a liar.
You're gonna see some brown jade tonight.
That's right, baby. You'll be seeing some. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, right. Hopefully.
That's the
But
hope.
my
God
own,
bless, God
since none of y'all want to do it with me, damn,
Dang.
just damn. Okay, like
She's shouting out his album, his best-selling album.
Dang.
I also don't know if you noticed, but her boyfriend is in the background all this time, all this video.
Oh,
He's
I thought it
just
was like a cutout. Wait, that's
Shit,
him.
I thought she would be dating the white boy. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Typical white, typical black liberal, dating a white boy.
I guess
He's
he's
like
wearing headphones.
silently sitting through this. Yeah.
He's covering his face. He's like, you're just seeing it.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Probably listening to Drake. He's probably a big Drake fan.
expect more from people who are constantly repping your city. Yeah, you're from Compton. What have you done for Compton? Can I?
Why would you be? Why, if you don't know, why the fuck would you stand on this? It's so crazy. And I think it's crazy for her to invoke the name of Compton. Everybody there loves him, man, because he's like a great.
I heard everybody in Compton loves Hasan too. Come on.
He's a great representative for the community. He's a great.
He's one of the good ones.
One of the probably the biggest philanthropists for people helping out those neighborhoods right now.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Take a look.
My commentaries kept you grounded and sane, surrounded by my conservative family. Thank you so much. You need to get down to earth people. Thank you. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate you. Here's a kiss.
Read them and weep, buddy.
That's
Appreciate
not
the
jade.
kind words.
Apparently it is. It's called brown jade.
Looks like poo poo.
What is it actually? What is brown? They go, oh, it's brown jade. It's actually probably called like poopenite.
No, it's a variety of jade.
It's called poopenite, and it's not jade.
And that's a freaking brown jade.
Nobody wants
pendant.
that. I wouldn't want that.
Are they talking about how this girl, the black girl's name is Jade? I'm very confused.
It is.
Okay, so maybe it's brown jade. Maybe she has poor taste. That big ass pendant, looking like a doo doo.
Okay.
Receipts.
Doo doo brown.
If Kendrick Lamar is some secret mutual aider, I will shut the fuck up right now. I'll delete my videos.
Yeah.
But can nobody come through?
Did you even
anything
Google
that
it?
is actually done to uplift this?
Again, let me ask ChatGPT. What has Kendrick Lamar done for the city of Compton?
No, you have to ask Grok, dude.
Charity-wise. Let's see. Kendrick Lamar has given back to his hometown Compton in numerous ways, both financially and through advocacy. He's donated to Compton schools. He's building a sports and community center. supported Compton Centennial, donated a large sum of money to support the city's Centennial celebration and community development initiatives. He funds scholarships for students from Compton to pursue higher education.
Damn.
That all sounds really good.
Yeah.
Community engagement advocacy,
That's
motivational
crazy.
school visits. He visits the schools. He speaks to the kids.
That's
I
crazy.
can imagine that'd be really impactful.
See, if Drake did that, we might have a problem.
Partnering with organizations. He's worked with Habitat for Humanity and other local organizations to support affordable housing and financial literacy programs. Elevating Compton's legacy. Beyond financial contribution, Lamar frequently represents and uplifts Compton in his music and interviews, putting a positive spotlight on the city, inspiring its youth. He sounds like a fucking terrible dude.
And then late last year, he did the charity drive with Top Dog Entertainment. They do a Toys for Tots charity drive every year for the past 10 years. And that's when he was at his biggest, so there'll be like more people going over there. He used all the eyes on him to go to this small event to get toys.
This is all known. Let me tell you something. I saw an interview of Nardwuar interviewing him. Or it was Nardwuar? Nardwuar or someone like that. Interviewing
Is it Nardwuar or something?
him. And they're like, so tell me about why you gave $1 million to like Compton School District or something. And he's like, who told you about that? Like, nobody knows that. I did that. Like he's doing it silently and publicly.
Yeah. I feel like I knew that without even. Yeah, it's just like a.
The only reason to make this is to dick ride Hasan.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, I just don't see why you got to do that and push someone else down.
Especially a good person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Hasan, he did feature her before this take.
He
And,
did?
Yeah, she was like, it was like
damn, he's paying her for the takes, dude. Who would do that? Who would pay for takes?
another TikTok that she did, and Hasan showed it on the live stream and promoted her, so she went down this like Hasan funnel when.
Oh, brother. I don't know what is this power he holds. He has this
sister.
whole orbit of pathetic leftists.
Oh,
just, like, are
sister.
desperately On him. You saw Sean DeBlack have a meltdown because
The Black?
he only showed his video once.
I think
Who's Sean the Black?
Avery mentioned it on the last stream that Hasan actually invited Sean to his house before.
Yeah.
So he
that's pretty
promoted
nice.
him more than he did with Dean. So I don't know what that bit
Barely
is all
fucking
about.
talked about. He didn't even promote Dean. He just called into his TikTok live.
Yeah.
By the way, Dean,
Sean
why are you
the
blueballing us on
Black.
the content nuke? You just, you know what I mean? Just watch the damn thing. Thank you.
Vulnerable community members, please.
It's a black guy. It's a black guy. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's a black guy. It's a fucking black guy. I never would have guessed that. Holy shit.
It's not looking good for that girl. It's really not looking good for that girl.
Not looking good for that girl.
You
Why
do?
we scrape at the bottom of the pot for scraps? Why are we still doing that?
What?
No! I will be damned if I let a white man
Wait, why
show
the
me
fuck
up.
does it say I will be burned alive? That is way different than what she said. I will be burned alive if I let a white man show me up. And then here she says, I'll be damned. I guess damned could be like going to hellfire. That's a weird fucking translation.
Scraps. Why are we still doing that?
No! I will be damned if I let a white man show me up. And
Someone's a little crazy.
Kendrick now has 2 white men, Macklemore and now Hasan Piker, who have showed him up. Who's next? Who's fucking next?
Macklemore, because he
Oh, it's Sean the Black guy is the guy who said killing Destiny would mean be living in socialism. That's wild.
made a song. She's saying Macklemore showed up Kendrick Lamar because he made a song. And by the way, he's having, again, in his career, which is dead and pathetic, he's just like a weird, pathetic vestige of hip-hop past.
Macklemore? What?
Who's only known for beating Kendrick Lamar with just a total dumb meme album, is having like a huge moment in his career for this song. Like he is benefiting tremendously from being so outwardly vocal. And again, not that it's wrong, but I'm just saying it doesn't make him a saint. Like he's fucking loving it, man. This dude hasn't been relevant in like 15 years. Macklemore!
Oh, Internet versus Hasan. I went to the wrong one.
Black community. We have to stand up for something. I'm begging. Or we will fall.
The irony of this is kind of insane that they're like elevating Hasan and shitting on Kendrick Lamar and talking about how we need to elevate the good people. Anyway, that was pretty wild. Then it just never.
All right, we get it, Ethan. Enough. We get it. Enough.